Hey guys, what's going on? Hey Satellite Son, hey Toast. Might not stay for long, figure you dropped in. Son, you are welcome for any amount of time that you drop by. It's always good to see you. And you too, Toast, and everyone else who I can't really see in the conventional sense, but I know you're there and I appreciate you being there. Hi everybody, happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I'm just so happy to be done with the week. Thanks, Dad. Son. I'm gonna go eat a pet. Good for you. Good for you, Toast. I'm happy. You do that. You do you. I'm so glad this week's over. I was so busy this week. I had a big revision for this project I'm working on right now. It was due this week, and I was stressing over it as it got closer and closer to Friday, and I was like, I kept seeing more and more things that I needed to do. But I think I'm in good shape now. I think I'm in good shape now. I got some very interesting news at work um, right before I signed off for the weekend, but I think it'll be okay. It's rather unexpected curveball. No, not the last pickle. Oh, Christ, Toast. What are you going to do now? If that's the last pickle, I mean, where do we go from here? Is there a fan recipe for Gishel pickles somewhere out there on the internet? Yeah, there has to be, Nemrin. There absolutely has to be. I'm sure they made them smell like sweaty feet or whatever it is they say they smell like. Nine. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here at the end of the week, and I'm really happy to be playing this. I'm really glad that we're gonna be checking out the new Open Sorcery tonight. 'Cause I've only looked into it a tiny bit because I want to be surprised by it, but it seems like it's gonna be like a much larger, more open text adventure than the original Open Sorcery was, and that excites me greatly. Also, I find something very. I feel like cozy is the wrong word, but there's something, I don't know, comfortable, familiar, almost about undersea games to me. I know that's like the exact opposite of most people's experiences with stuff like Subnautica or other undersea fuck the ocean games. But I find them very comforting in a way. Like the ocean itself, I find very comforting. I mean, I live in Los Angeles now. I'm just a couple miles from the beach. When I was actually in shape and not the lumbering mass of flesh you see before you, I could actually jog to the beach, and that was one of my favorite things to do on the weekend. Was just jog down the beach, run up and down for a bit, and then make my way home. Um, yeah, I've always really enjoyed the beach and the ocean and been fascinated by it. So I think this is gonna be a really good fit for night. A lot more music and visuals, a lot more music compared to none. Isn't that big of an achievement? You know what? I'll take whatever we get. So yeah, normally Fridays are indie variety nights or multiplayer nights or kind of wildcard nights in general. But I want y'all to note, those of you with a abundance of dragon coins, that this was requested. You can probably guess who requested it. But if you have 12,000 dragon coins and you can think of a yet unreleased game that you would like me to take a look at, there is a dragon coin option for that now, and that is why we were doing this. I don't know if I doubt we're gonna get all the way through the game tonight. I think this is supposed to be significantly larger than the first Open Sorcery, but we're gonna get a really good look at it. I'm planning on dinking around with this all night, and if we hit a good stopping point, or we do actually finish it a bit early, you know me, there's always other stuff. Certainly not. Yeah, that's what I figured. This essay will examine the prevalence of undersea environments as metaphor for the woo. Thank you, Mr. Cousteau. But yeah, I think we should go ahead and get into it. The first thing I remember is pain. Touch blue text can hinder you. Oh, ow. Yikes. You finished with the worst ending? Nice. Snapping, brittle, blooming pain. We also got a target found. Something's heading towards you. The pain fills my body. Ooh. Invalid existence detected. The pain is too big for my body. Surface, now. My body is a small cup under a waterfall. Invalid existence deleted. There is no room for me in my body. So I leave my body. Danger, astral form, reaching end of tether. And danger, astral form, no longer connected to body. Fall. My spirit, the bits of me beyond muscle and bone, fall, entering surface web through the web. The web, the place below the real world, a place of thoughts, spirits, and dreams, all connected. Thank you, Fury Fighter. My wife bought this for me ages ago, and I've always enjoyed it. It's very comfortable. He, they, she, it. I think this is how we choose to recognize ourselves. I'm going to be a they. No? This? Or not? He? Hates that. He loves her. It fears them. This is the what? Sorry. I made a poor assumption there. The connections make the web. Entering web. I'm connected to my family, to my friends, to my beliefs. One by one, the threads break, too weak to hold me at this velocity. Who's my family? Okay, we don't have one. You did too. No friends. No beliefs. But we have velocity. Some threads snap cleanly, but some are strong and deep, so instead of them breaking... Damn it. Our Dominic, buddy, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going tonight? How goes the saga? I picked a good time to show up. We're just getting started. I think we're kind of setting the mood here. It goes. So some threads snap cleanly, but some are strong and deep, so instead of them breaking, they break off a piece of me. Whatever we are, whoever we are, we have apparently left our body and transcended to the web, the realm beneath our world. I lose my past, my name, my mind. Pieces of me drift in all directions as I fall deeper into the web. Deeper yet deeper, the air is thick with threads. They become softer, melting together. Strong connections are currents. It is a web and an ocean. Oh god, we're entering the deep web. Is this in Twine or something? I don't know, actually. I don't know if this is Twine or something homebrewed. The first one was? Okay. I cannot see, no connection to hardware. I cannot think, no connection to brain. Only fall. Finally, I land. So, that was the intro. Interesting. Heinrich Zimmer, limitless and immortal. The waters are the beginning and the end of all things on Earth. Jessica Katoff. It is made up of depths even the ocean couldn't fathom. Mystipedia entry, the web, a subconscious network of human consciousness composed of sympathetic relationship threads that form a web-like structure spiritually located beneath the physical world. Oh. Interesting. The bottom of a dark sea I lie among my broken dreams. It is dark. What should we do, chat? What would you do? What would you do? You were just laying at the bottom of a vast ocean. I suppose with no present concern for your well-being, no actual need to breathe or do anything. 5 more minutes. I agree. Lie still in the dark. Might be able to observe something. I cannot bear to move. If I move, I might hurt again. Lying still in darkness, I am as close to not existing as I can be without death. It's comforting in a way I would normally find disturbing. I just do. Okay, that just does the same. I'm gonna cry. I weep. That hurts so very much. I feel so very empty. I choke on a sob and start coughing. When I am done, I weep some more. My tears vanish into the seawater as soon as I cry them. Just a few more drops in the ocean. Very soon, I am sick of crying. I stop, exhausted. I have cried enough. That is enough crying. You can always lie still. Alright, we'll feel around. I sit up and feel around. In the sand around me, I discover the sharp edges of broken dreams. Dreams are both the most breakable and the most durable part of the mind. My dreams fell with me. I don't remember what they are. Like ceramics, they can crumble or shatter, but the pieces will endure for archaeologists to wonder over. That's interesting. I shall sort through my dreams. The dark is absolute. I search the sand with my fingertips. There are so many shards. Broken pieces that were once beautiful. Still are beautiful in a sad sort of way. If I find enough pieces, I can put them back together. Learn who I am. Who am we? Darkness of the ocean. The water around me is cold, still, and pure black. The sand here is pitted with sharp stone. Dream shard. I shall collect my dream. The shards are light and dry, somewhere between dead leaves and bone fragments. My fingers tingle as I touch them. They sparkle in my mind's eye. Familiar. I can tell the difference between... Oh, this is animated. I saw a little shimmer go across it. My dreams and dull pebbles. I collect all the pieces of this dream. I think it is an important dream since it stayed with me for so long and landed so near. Now I must figure out how to piece it back together. A jigsaw puzzle of memory. Whoa, okay. This should be right. I remember magic. I remember guiding the impossible into the inevitable with a light hand. I tame spirits with scripts. I master matter, motive, and mysticism with math. I see the spaces in my mind where spells belong. Yeah, I think that's right. I remember magic. I remember guiding the impossible into the inevitable with a light hand. I tame spirits with scripts. I master matter, motive, mysticism with math. I see the spaces in my mind where spells belong. I am an open sorcerer. Oh, I want my magic back. This dream is complete. Hey! I remember part of a spell. I discovered part of spell Salve Mundi. Manifest text. Collected one of 3 parts of this spell. Okay, cool. Salve Mundi was a simple program, one of my first. It creates glowing letters. Those would be useful right now. They'd let me see. Well, I found the memory of the spell. Perhaps I can find the memory of how to cast it. There are no more dreams in this patch of sand. I'll have to search elsewhere. I still can't see anything. Guess I'll just pick a direction and walk. Oh, boy. Okay. Darkness of the ocean. I can feel an indent in the sand where I landed. There are tiny pits where my dreams rain down. So, chat, if there's an option that you are interested in, you should just call it out. We can walk in any of the cardinal directions from here. No, I imagine we'll probably have to explore them all just to see. Dominic says east. We will walk east. Salve Mundi is Latin for hello world. Oh, really? That's perfect. That's so perfect. I try to stand and walk. My right leg buckles. There is a ghost of remembered pain. I collapse back to the sand. I guess we're going nowhere. I rub my leg. It aches. Spiritual forms are based on body memory. My body must be hurt. Permanently hurt. So much that it's part of my identity. I can't put weight on my right leg. Luckily for me, I'm underwater. I don't need to walk. I can swim. Alright. We are indeed going east. Darkness of the ocean east. The water is dark. I hear something. She'll listen. Hey, Manic. How's it going, buddy? You were playing the first Open Sorcery tonight. Yeah. People loved it. I'm so glad to hear that. Open Sorcery was fantastic. Like, I greatly enjoyed it the first time I played it. I greatly enjoyed streaming it for y'all. I've been really excited to try this one out. I hear crying. Don't at me. Hello? The sounds of crying stop. There is a pause. Then there is speech. His voice is rough and has the telltale lisp of a not quite human mouth. Who are you? I've lost my name. I am sorry. I know a thing or 10 of loss. A name is hard to lose. Are you crying because of loss? I cry because I have found a dream of swimming free through the web. I weep because this dream of freedom reminds me that I am chained. It is so beautiful, but its beauty tears my heart to pieces, but I cannot look away. How are you chained? I am chained by my master's will. 10 seasons ago, measured by the color of the coral and the digital clocks in my master's shop. 10 seasons ago, I swam where I wanted. I could beach myself on the shores of Fairy, flirt with the phoenixes in their academy, or peek into the world of men. 10 seasons ago, I lost those places and found only this darkness. 10 seasons ago, I lost my skin. You're a Selkie. You know what I am? Then you know that a Selkie's skin is their soul. It is my fur and my muscles and my tail, the tools I need to rise from this miserable place. Master stole it from me, and I must stay here and serve him. God, that's terrible, that's unfortunate, that's life. That's terrible. It is what it is. This dream gives me brief escape, though it hurts me with longing for true escape. I'm just gonna be honest, I need that dream, it's part of me. It has only one memory of others. I want this one. It reminds me of life before my chain. Ooh, God. Oh, Jesus. I have no others. I've lost all my memories. Then you can make others. I want this. Okay, so they're gonna lead us into, so you'll take away a piece of me and trap me in the dark. You're just like your master. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't like that. I can feel the water tremble as the Selkie flits unhappily back and forth. Fine, take your memory. It's too painful to look at anyway. I will go back to looking for darkness and dreaming my own dream. I am not like my master. No, you're not. Thank you. The water vibrates with rapid movement and he is gone. I take the dream. Let me check something real quick. I'm curious if I could... Word search is banned. I was actually wondering if there was a way to make the text bigger, because just seeing it in OBS, it looks really, really tiny. And I don't want y'all to strain your eyes trying to see what I'm doing. But I guess that's not an option. Like, yeah, no. Is indeed a dream of freedom, the sort of freedom that would tempt a Selkie. It's all in pieces, though, damaged by the fall. I'll have to sort it out. You're on the big TV? Nice. I am swimming in water. I am free. Nothing but fly. Maybe bad on mobile, fine on monitor. Okay, good. All right, so we're probably gonna start. Walk, but fly. Yeah, this doesn't sound okay at all. Your run of Open Sorcery went okay. Rip Toby, rip Miss Dowd, rip me. Ouch. But also rip the boss. I mean, that was similar to my first run. I didn't save Toby. I didn't save Toby or their mom. I and everybody else survived, but obviously they weren't very happy with that outcome. Maybe actually we start with this one. I discovered the web, a new world below the world. I discovered I could swim in other people's dreams. I've never felt less like a cripple and more like a bird. That doesn't work because all of these segments end with either commas or no punctuation. This is interesting. There's no obvious start for this. This sequence works? Okay. It's just I'm concerned about the end because it ends with when I became a sorcerer. Yeah. There's only one segment that ends with a period, and it's this one. So this one has... So maybe I can work this one backwards. So it has to end with I've never felt less like a crippler, more like a bird. Yeah, that is a comma. Yeah. So then I think that means this... I discover I can swim in other people's dreams. I think this is it. I'm swimming. In water I am free. Nothing aches. My legs can carry me. I can not only walk but fly. I've always loved normal water. My father called me Little Fish. My form handle is Pisces. When I became a sorcerer, I discovered the web, a new world below the world. I discovered I could swim in other people's dreams. I've never felt less like a crippler, more like a bird. Okay, that should do it. So this is us. My form handle is Pisces. My name. Alright. This dream is complete. So we are Pisces. I remember part of a spell. Yeah. Discover part of spell Salve Mundi. String text Hello World. Alright, so that was east. I'm gonna try west. I can feel... Oh, no. That's where we came from. Actually, hang on. What if we went, like, north from... Northeast. There's light here. Small motes of moving light. Not enough to illuminate anything, but it's refreshing to see something. Let's examine it. Hey! An image! This is a school of lanternfish. They eat secrets. They glow to attract attention and then try to persuade unwary divers to give them personal information. Normally I'd be wary of being mesmerized, but these are very young and have not learned to hunt effectively. I'm going to watch them. Right now, the lanternfish are scattered into small groups around the edge of the area, keeping their distance from me. I am FBI. I need your credit card. Lanternfish have collected back into school. They weave back and forth in hypnotic patterns. I take care not to stare too long. What is your email password? I'm gonna grab one. I grab for one of the fish, but they're still wary of me and scatter the moment I move. School of lanternfish circles above me, whispering their lures. I am foreign prince. Gimme monies. This is why I love these games. There's such a fantastic intersection of, like, mysticism and philosophy and just modern tropes. Oh, this is getting weird. Lanternfish have grown more accustomed to me and venture closer, trying to catch my eye with their patterns. I need verify you credit card info. The fish have forgotten I am here and roam freely, passing inches from me. Grab one. I grab a lanternfish. Its schoolmates scatter, but it wriggles, trapped in my grasp. I can harvest the matter light from its body. Not enough to see by, but enough to power a spell. How much should I take? Only as much as I need. I hold the fish still. I touch the tip of my right index finger to the glowing sac on its side. Bioluminescence, chemiluminescence, luciferin, luciferase, light. I got one light. This light dims but does not go out. I release it and it darts away. The space is dark. The fish have gone. We're gonna go west from here. We're in the north darkness of the ocean. Something on the ground glimmers with familiarity, not visibly in my mind's eye. Get up. It's another dream, or perhaps a memory. I feel its jagged edges and realize this is only a fraction of a larger dream. A false distinction. Memories are dreams of the past. I'll have to find the rest of this dream before I can see if there's any magic in it, but for now I hold this dream in my chest and see what it has to tell me. I should absorb it. What's up, Lojo High? Discovered part of dream, the steps of breaking. I'm running to school. My foot hits ice flush with the concrete. The world lurches. I land on my leg. My bag, all my textbooks land on top of me. I need 2 more parts of this dream. What? Darkness of the ocean northwest. The ground here is hard stone. Feel it. I discover a crack in the stone. I feel drawn to it. Tingle of familiarity. That one shimmers too. Tells me that a piece of me has fallen down there. I shall search inside. A direction defined by a ray with point of origin at the center of a sphere and passing through an observer on the surface of that sphere. I reach inside. The hole narrows as it deepens. The stone wall scratches my hand. My fingertip brushes the edge of one of my dreams. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna give up for now. I'm gonna see if I can find something to fish it out with. All right, west. The water around me is cold, still, and pure black. Southwest. I hear scratching noises. I can tell a piece of me is close. Listen. I hear the scratching of chitinous feet. There are creatures I can't see creeping on the sand here. My dream is somewhere in the ground with the creeping creatures. I need a stick. Let us find a stick first. South, there's nothing. Southeast, the sand here is rough. Feel the sand. The sand is rough with debris, chips of wood, bits of metal, pieces of a shipwreck. I found a mound that I could search through. Click and drag to highlight a word. You can make word searches skip. Oh, this is cool. There are word searches in this. I know it's trying to tell me stick, but what about egg? Let's see if we can take the egg. No, well, let me take the egg. How about the deck? How about the... Alright, we'll take the stick. Okay. So it's like a hidden object thing. Yeah, you may see like a loaded pistol and a stick of dynamite and an Abrams tank, but if they want you to only take the hacksaw, you're only taking the hacksaw. No egg in these trying times. While searching the debris, I find a stick. It's a splinter of wood as long as my forearm and as thin as my thumbnail. Fragile, but might be useful for something. I take it. I suspect that maybe I can only use this for one thing. I'm gonna use it to get the thing out of the crack. Because I can always just rummage around with the creatures and they might bite me or something. But I might not be able to get this without the stick. Yeah, the stick is narrow enough to fit inside the crack. I wedge it under my dream and lever it out. The stick catches on the stone and snaps into 2 useless pieces. Lost stick, but I have my dream. I press the dream to my chest, letting the memories and thoughts flow back into me. More of the steps of breaking. Pain. There are 5 steps to breaking a bone. The crack of pain. Speckles of light before my eyes. I want to vomit. Oh yes, I definitely want more pieces of this dream. That sounds great. I don't suppose... I searched the debris here, nothing interesting left. Okay, so we gotta rummage around. Search with my bare hands with creeping creatures. Yeah. As I grasp my dream, my hand brushes rough carapace. Something hooks around my palm and pinches hard enough to draw blood. Lost 2 health. Shit, I have health. It's probably metaphorical since this isn't my body, but I'd still better not let it reach 0. I pull back, tearing more skin, but getting free. I have my dream. I have a feeling this sequence is set up so that you can use the stick to get one of these items without being harmed. Oh, health is behind my head. I can fix that. Boop. There we go. But one of these you have to take damage so they can teach you about health. So, and we are currently at 18 out of 40. I had my dream. Press the dream to my chest, letting the memories and thoughts flow back into me. The steps of breaking. 4, my leg is wrong. 5, I realize there will be another 6 months of wearing a cast. 6 months of sitting in the bleachers watching the other children run. I've broken so many bones. I am so tired. Alright, we've collected all the parts of this dream. I found all the pieces. It's time to assemble it. Well, this should be pretty obvious. highlighted speckles of light before my eyes and wrong from my leg is wrong. I remember part of a spell. Text equals text plus light. Collected 3 out of 3 parts of the spell. I found all the pieces of the spell. I can compile it in the inventory. This area is quiet now. I must have scared off the creatures. Alright, my inventory. I have 1 piece of light. I found... Alright, let's do it. Compile. That ding is so loud. The sound effects in this game are really loud. I can turn it down a bit. Recompiling Arcana, building code, injecting matters and motives, publishing spell. Spell compiled! You can now cast Sav Mundi. I have a spell. I can cast it whenever I like. I think I would like to cast it now. Cast spell. Hang on. Hang on. Menu. Option. It's sound and music are either on or off. I'll turn down OBS. Alright, I would like to cast a spell. Which spells do I cast? This one? Okay, that's better. Hello, world! I'm so proud of you. I'm sitting at the bottom of the ocean, not the physical ocean. This is the spiritual sea of thoughts and feelings that exist below the material world. The space the soul goes to dream, the birthplace of spirits. C++. Look at myself. I'm a woman. I found the name Pisces in one of my memories. I will use that for now. By the creases and scars, I judge myself to be in my late 30s or early 40s. I'm wearing loose clothing that is indistinct enough to imply that I do not care very much about it. A blue scarf is wrapped around my head. There's something wrong with my right leg. Alright, around me. Hello, kitty world. I'm sitting at the bottom of the ocean, not to... what next? My body must still be alive. My spirit wouldn't exist without a brain. Software can't exist without hardware. I would have fallen into my component parts. Earth, fire, water, mostly water. Oh no, living in C++ is a truly cursed existence. What am I going to do? I can climb back to my body, I can recover my memories, I can lie down and die. Do you guys want to know what happens if you lie down and die? Could be living in Flash. You'd be dead in Flash now. Alright, let me, Alright. Save here. Okay. Resume. Oh, there's quick save and load now? What buttons are those? I guess it doesn't really matter, I just saved, so. Control S and Control L, alright. Control S. Yeah, there it is, quick saving. Okay, cool. We die. With a sigh, I lean back. The sand is hard, but begins to feel softer as I close my eyes. I am so tired. I am so tired of being and hurting. It is not so much suicide as surrender. Somewhere far above me, my heart stops. She's gone. Sorry. Me too, I guess. Sometimes the end of pain is more important than anything. Can I climb back to my body? Oh god, it's so far. I can feel how far it is in the core of my aching body, but fine. And when it's spit in the eye of whatever did this to me, I am going to rise. Pieces of me are scattered everywhere around and above me. I'll find my spells in them. That will help. My first objective should be to find a web ship. You need a boat to travel the physical sea. You need a web ship to travel this sea. Now that I have light, I can look around and see what I can find. Okay, so I get the feeling that either one of those options kind of leads to the same result. With you, because if you decide to search up your memories, you're going to realize that you need the same stuff as if you want to get back to your body, so. Maybe we've just kind of established our goal here. And there's a background. Landing area. I stand on a plain of gray sand, a desolation of damp desert. There's a patch of disturbed sand where I landed. A trail of footprints leads south. The footprints are five-toed and tipped with dots that imply claws. An indent curves between the prints, snake-like. Tail, I would guess. They lead up to the debris where I found that stick and then depart to the south. I guess I'll die meme. I think I'm going to do that last. I'm going to go north. The Abyssal Plane. There's a cloud of opaque blackness floating in the air. I examine the darkness. Ooh. Alright, what can we find in the darkness? I found dark. I see more dark. Oh, that's all I'm looking for is dark. I only see one D. Something that's... You need perspective. See Abel? Oh, I see. Abel? Sable? Sable, oh, of course. Complete the pick through this area, there are no more useful things to find. Okay, cool. So we're gonna be looking for synonyms as well. Figure the things you want to be most would be able. That would make sense. I'm just gonna go. There's a strange hurt octopus. There's a strange white lump near the base of the seamount. On closer inspection, I discover the white lump is a huge octopus, albino white and translucent. It's pressed itself into the crease, whereas the seamounts meet sand. It is not having much luck since it is the size of a washing machine. I'm perplexed for a moment. I have seen little sea life. My bright glowing letters scare off creatures accustomed to perfect darkness. Then I see that the octopus has only 6 arms, 2 less than its title dictates, and its mantle is half crushed, oozing faintly blue liquid into water. It is dying. Oh, head. We know some heraldry, that's important. There's a dying octopus near the base of the sea mount. I'm not gonna do anything just yet, because I'm guessing there's probably some spell or some item we can use, and we're not gonna kill the octopus. We're not doing that. Okay, I'm gonna head east from here. Base of the seamount that rises to the north. The mountain rising from the ocean floor does not reach the water's surface. Seamounts that do reach the water's surface are what we like to call islands. Ghost of a poet. There's a body here, a skeleton modeled with flesh. His body is partly decomposed. I see patches of skull through scraps of scalp and hair. I find a mode of death among the scraps. Gained 1 death. The clothing is actually endured better than the flesh. Is wearing a heavy leather jacket with metal studs. In one pocket, I found a packet of web cookies. Tiny cookies shaped like spider webs. What should I do with them? I will take them. These are pretty old, and cookies don't travel from site to site very well. They'll probably crumble away if I travel with them. Well... eat them. I ate the web cookies. Delicious, delicious, stateful information. Alright, I got 5 health back from that. Are we playing as a death water spirit from 1? Now that would be interesting. That would be interesting if this was somehow like a prequel to the first Open Sorcery. We're gonna find out how the death water spirit came to be. All we know right now is that we are a middle-aged woman separated from her body in the deep sea of dreams. A few feet away, slumped against the seamount as a ghost. The ghost is slumped against the seamount, respecting the solidity of the rock wall out of habit rather than necessity. It's a vague, pale silhouette. Its crumpled posture makes it even more difficult to distinguish details. It's curious for such a passive ghost to be so visible, but I quickly spot the reason. It's holding one of my memories. Ghosts are a slowly crumbling framework of old thoughts and stale feelings. This ghost is using my memory as a crutch to hold up its fading existence, clinging to scraps of my identity because it has none of its own. I could just take my memory, send the ghost back to the restless sleep of the not quite dead. That's not as bad as it sounds. It's debatable whether ghosts are conscious at all. Many consider them to be videos on repeat with some ability to free associate. Wouldn't pass the Turing test. They say that exorcism is more upkeep than mercy. I could try to put it to rest. All ghosts want something, have some input that will satisfy their derelict emotional framework. Getting that input lets them do whatever it is souls do when they are done being alive. What should I do? I would like to put it to rest. There are 3 steps to setting ghosts to rest. You wake them so that you can see and interact with them. You tell them details to remind them of their lives. This makes them aware of their surroundings. You resolve whatever issue is keeping them as a ghost, which makes them disappear. So wake them. Lucky me, my memories took care of that. Remind them. 1 memory for every physical sense is standard and effective. They need to be aware of their surroundings, cooperate, or even know the issue is resolved. I can do this. First thing I need to do is figure out who this ghost was. I need to figure out 5 details, 1 for each physical sense, to tell to it that will remind it of its life. To do that, I can examine the ghost itself, find its body, find out how it got here, ask the sapient locals if they remember meeting it. Probably web shit. Yeah, Andy would definitely disagree. Once I know more about the ghost, I can talk to it and tell it what I discovered. I'm on this. Let me check the immediate area. Crack in the mountain. There's a crack in the side of the seamount that I could fit into. Something gleams inside. It's dark in here. Another one of my memories is in pieces in front of a suspicious-looking mound. Oh. The mound has tiny eyeballs on top of it. Do you think you're being subtle, Stargazer? This fish is called a stargazer because its eyes are on top of its head. Do not let the sweet name fool you. It is venomous, generates electric shocks, and is widely regarded as one of the meanest things in creation. Alright. I think we'd better come back to that later. Oh! I didn't actually mean to do that. I clicked on memories, and apparently that just meant grab it like an idiot. Mound lunges at me, a squat, horrible creature with eyes on top of his head. Bites in my hand, drawing blood, stealing flesh. Lost 3 health. Fish wriggles away along the ocean floor, gulping down a piece of me. My fingers tingle with the effects of his venom. That's more painful than harmful. Well, now we get our memory, at least. I did it the idiot way. I've always liked throwing rocks at things, and I don't mind a profession that admits its professionals are charlatans. Now is the alchemical process of converting utter mystery into complete certainty. Prophecy is the alchemical process of throwing rocks into the dark and guessing about what makes a noise. I wonder if the top bit, I've always liked throwing rocks at things, I don't mind profession that admits its professions are charlatans. I wonder if that actually should come at the end. We have 3 clear blocks. Now, prophecy, and that thing. That's what you'd do? Let's try that then. Now is the alchemical process of mystery. To complete certainty, prophecies, alchemical process, throwing rocks in the darkest. I think this is correct. This dream is complete, apparently. I remember part of spell. Discover part of spell. Amini. Rand C. Date time now. Okay. It's dark in here. Base of seamount. Okay, so that's funny. The area to the east looks very boring and repetitive. Swim east. This area is very boring and repetitive. The area to the east looks much the same. Oh my god, you actually... Okay. Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna check. Oh, here's something. Ghost of a gardener. There's a bare skeleton on the ground. There's a ghost nearby floating in a mound of sea anemones. Body's been stripped of fabric and flesh down to raw bones. There are bite marks on the bones. Plants, seaweed, and anemones are growing thickly between the ribs. I find a mote of death clinging to the bone. More death. The ghost is indistinct, but its movements are surprisingly steady and deliberate for one of the usually disoriented restless dead. It touches each anemone in turn. The strange sea flowers open in response to the spectral contact. Nestled among the sea flowers, I see one of my memories. Let me examine the ghost. The ghost's lower body blurs with the anemones almost as if it is part of them. Fingers wriggle strangely, bonelessly, like tentacles. Hair floats through the air, moving of its own accord, tasting the water around. I think this spirit used to be a life sorcerer. They sometimes fuse with the local flora when they die, and sometimes are even reborn through them. We say hello. The ghost pauses its gardening. Its head drifts from side to side, searching for the source of the noise. Eventually gives up searching. It waves generally. Who are you? The ghost touches the anemone around it, affectionately, like a mother. Alright. What is your name? The ghost shrugs. Okay. How did you end up here? The ghost points to the south. Okay. What do you want? The ghost touches the anemone about it, but that's not quite enough. It looks straight up. It puts its hand over where its heart would be. It reaches up as if straining towards the surface. It slumps back down and sighs. It consoles itself by petting its anemone. Right? I'm going to help you. Despite the fact that I can't make out its face, I get the sense that the ghost is smiling at me. Oh. Anemone. The anemones are the most colorful things I've seen on the ocean floor. Sky blue, sunshine yellow, autumn red, rose pink. Colors from another world. Alright, so the ghost pointed south. There's a dark net here, pitched like a tent towering over the flat plain. I've never seen a dark net used like this, at least not that I can remember, which I admit isn't saying much. They're usually used to trawl, catch things, or filter darkness. This one is literally pitched like a tent. There's no opening, though, no way in. I cast Salve Mundi. I summon the glowing letters and press them against the side of the dark net. The darkness hisses and steams, melting under the focused power of its opposite matter. I'm sure I can burn a hole through this net and get inside, but if I empower my spell with another light matter, I could destroy this dark net entirely. I suppose we could just make a hole for now and see what's inside. I brand the phrase "Hello World" into the side of the dark net and then tear the scraps of dimness away until there's a hole I can fit through. So enter the dark net. The shipwreck, Lanasis schooner. It's difficult to see inside the dark net. The element dominates. But I can see enough to make out a sturdy-looking black web ship. The ship is surrounded by piles of debris. Web ship parts in the process of being scavenged and sorted through. I examine the ship. The wreck used to be a Lanasis medium schooner. Mats of seaweed grow around its sides, but the black frame looks intact. Lanasis models are good all-purpose vehicles. Reasonable speed, cabins large enough to live in for extended journeys. It has an ugly gash in the side. That's probably what drowned it. Let's search it. I enter this ship. Has a cockpit and a cabin. Both have been painted rose pink. Nice. She'll search the cockpit. Cockpit has been stripped down to wiring. There's nothing of interest here except a scratch decal on the windshield, the silhouette of a bumblebee. It's a cabin. The cabin's lined with pots and filled with dead plants. Find a mote of earth in one of the pots. Iron teapot sits on the table. The dregs of ancient tea coat the bottom of the pot. It smells intensely of mint. Apparently you can smell things underwater. So this must have been the gardener's web ship. And the debris. I'd love to scavenge for parts, but I have no way of carrying these bulky things around with me. I need to figure out transport before scavenging. Can I repair it? Linessa's models are easy to repair, but I'll need a lot of parts to patch up the gash that sunk this one. It also needs a sail and an engine. Those have been stripped. All in all, I would need an engine, a sail, and 12 parts. Yeah, that's not happening. That's the Darknet. South of this is a portent. Shattered remains of one of my memories decorates the sand. I start picking up the pieces. As I do, I notice they have fallen in a very particular way. They form a shape. Isn't that the kanji for water? I think. Fire, my mistake. Is that kanji? I don't know what that symbol means, but as I look at it, dread settles cold in my gut. My right leg aches. Finish gathering pieces quickly and I put them back together. This one looks... simple. Tarot cards, tea leaves, crystal balls, and tortoise neck bones. Celtic runes and dove entrails. Humans are terrible at predicting the future. So is magic. Prophecy is a chump's game because of free will, infinite possibility, and innumerable variables. No one really knows why. It's just hard. I remember part of a spell. Alright, so I need one more for this. Random future generator. Huh, okay. So that was south of there. Oh. Man, there's a lot of stuff to find down here. This feels like a really big grid to explore. Darkness pool. Darkness pooled thickly into a tar black lake in the sand. I can sift darkness from the pool. This is a word. Polygonous. It is a word. I'm a genius. Tenebrous. Did you see nocturnal? Okay, cool. Good call. I'm assuming this is going to be at least the first act. Yeah, I would hope so. Did you see Stygian? Flirt. Top left S. Oh Christ, it's gonna have diagonals. Wait, is it gonna have ones that go together like this? Because if it does, this is gonna be so fucking hard. I don't think I was about to say, I've never done a word search in my life that wasn't like 8 directional. Only forward diagonals. Okay, I have done backwards. I've done like backwards and backwards diagonals before, and it's insanely hard. Completely pick through this area. There's no more useful things to find. It cast my spell. Light doesn't penetrate even an inch in the perfect darkness of the pool. We'll have to experiment with those at some point. Spiteful Mania, hello. How you doing? Good to see you. We are exploring the sea. Plus. This was the Darknet. Oh, I haven't checked this out. Darkness Clot. The area to the east looks very boring and repetitive. A chunk of solid gloom floats here. Oh, there's more darkness here. Hitch. This is the ocean visual novel of the sexy shark. I If there's a sexy shark in this, I haven't I haven't come across that yet. This is the sequel to Open Sorcery, which is about a world where magic is like codified, and we are apparently like right now we're a soul without a body, floating in a sort of spiritual ocean. You see gloom and shine. Yeah, there's gloom. I can think of at least 3 sexy shark games. There's Shadow. Alright. No more useful things. Grayish dim traces of darkness float here. I pick clean. The dark net. Oh, there's a coral forest. Something glows faintly just beyond the reach of my light. White coral grows thick around me. Lophelia, a genus of cold water coral. What an interestingly specific thing for me to know. They're useful components in necromancy. Bone substitute. I was about to come and shoot you in the face. Oh, God. Glowing letters bob suddenly. A black moth filled with needle teeth lunges from the darkness. I pull back but catches my arm, biting cruelly. I kick off from it, swim away north as fast as I can. It doesn't follow. I make it to safety outside the coral forest. I hold my arm until it stops bleeding. Shit. Anglerfish. Alright. Are you accepting gifts? I mean, what'd you have in mind? Yeah, we tried talking to the ghost before. Big key for a Steam game do you want? I have a lot of Steam games, honestly. Like, more than I will ever be able to get through. So, it might find a better home with folks in chat, honestly. If you are of a mind to give it away. And what are you up to? I think you can do whatever you want with your hair. It's one of those games that just kind of, oh, what is it? Or is it meant to be a surprise? Sit down and stand in front of the ghost and begin to speak to it of sensations that I think will be familiar from its life. The ghost is distracted and unresponsive. Remember the taste of... Oh. I can't do this one. I might be able to do the gardener, actually. Talk to the ghost. Chicken and Tic Tac. Look, people are attracted to all sorts of things. Yeah, the mint flavored was for the was for this ghost. The gardener, because we found the mint tea in her dark ship, web ship. I want to try to revive the ghost. Recall correctly, I mentioned a few months back when it was just a lone Game Jolt game. I assure you, my memory is not that good. I don't even remember what I was streaming a couple months ago. I sit down in the sand in front of the ghost and begin to speak to it. Remember the taste of mint tea. Remember... Okay, I don't have this. Well, there were... Oh, the Bumblebee sticker. Also, I mean, that fits pretty well with the whole gardener motif, too. Content creators, internet adventure ring a bell. I'm afraid not. Does not sound familiar. Something I've said has caught the ghost's attention. Remember... There's a pot of dirt. Dirt between your fingers. Remember the sight of... Oh, cherry blossom pink. Ghost is almost awake. Remember the smell of... mint? Was that the only smell we had there? Did you check out Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion HE? I meant to do that for a long time, honestly. I played the original Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, and I really enjoyed it. I finished my litany of sensation. I examine the ghost. Is waking up. Watch it waken. The ghost blinks. She laughs. She plunges her arms into the mound of anemones. Oh. The mound grows, rolling up out of the ground in a riot of color. This ghost, the sorcerer, grows herself a new body. I see a skeleton form of coral, quickly covered by kelp flesh. She grows herself soft coral skin and anemone fingers. Seaweed hair flows down her back and she blinks red algae eyelashes over pearl eyes. Motes of life flower. That sounds nuts. That sounds absolutely wild. That was impressive. She nods in agreement. She tries to say something, but it only comes out as gurgling and the sounds of rustling plants. She shrugs, something to work on. The ghost of a gardener is transformed into a sort of plant monster. The plant woman has soft coral skin and anemone fingers. Seaweed hair flows down. What do you want? Plant woman breaks a stick of coral off her waist and draws in the sand. I am fine. Find Edmund and Marion. Make sure okay. Also, she motions towards my memory, sitting in her garden as if inviting me to take it. Okay, good. Okay. So there's 3 ghosts down here. I reach in the garden of anemone and take the memory. The plant woman nods companionably at me. I'm not sure I've ever heard that word used. Clearly doesn't need it anymore. Well, that's that. Discovered part of a dream. Select prophecy. Return 28 rows. Okay, but which one? Select omens from database prophecy. Join database apocalypse. Prophecy. Or apocalypse type singularity. Prophecy certainty greater than 90%. That sounds ominous. Alright, so that's the coral. We can't do anything with the coral forest just yet. Pick this darkness clock clean. SQL mixed with C++, true hell. Hydrothermal vents. Pillars of rock stand here, belching black smoke into the air. Everything smells of sulfur. It's a wet goo scenario. There are hydrothermal vents, black smokers, which are the only vents found this deep. In the real ocean, these are located between tectonic plates where the mantle of the planet bubbles up hot and boils the seawater. In the C++, they crop up over dense supplies of fire matter. Would you like here now? You don't have to play it. I mean, sure, yeah. If you're amenable, I'll certainly take a look at it. I swim up the narrow top of a smoke vent. I start to reach in the mouth to collect the fire matter inside. It is far too hot. I could maybe get a little, but I would hurt myself. Should I? Might be able to find a better way to do this, and I don't have a particular use. Fire. What's the best way you want me to send you the key? You could whisper it to me right here on Twitch. You could send it to me over Steam. My profile is just Oddish. If you find me, you'll see that I'm playing Open Sorcery C++ right now. Okay, cool. Perfect. Thank you very much, Spiteful Mania. I will let you know what I think of it sometime, when I find the time to play it. Pool of obsidian black in the ground. I honestly really like these word searches. Ebony. See, ebony. Any more in here? pitch again. Onyx. There we go. Pick some really good words for this. Sure, I've been making a map because otherwise we're not going to find those vents again. I definitely haven't. We can always just, like, if I really need to map this place out, I can just go row by row. Okay, so I found my landing area again. Let's go west from here and see what we can find. Husk of a web ship. The skeleton of a drowned and stripped web ship lies half buried in the sand. I wonder what strips these. Husk of a drowned web ship. The ship has been completely gutted. Sides stripped, innards extracted. Nothing left but the frame, which is made of intention and vision too stiff to be repurposed. I can't do anything with this. It's like 5x5. I mean, I kind of figured if the game doesn't have like a built-in map feature, it can't quite be that hard to get around in it. So looks kind of cool to you. The sound of being underwater alone and nothing more would probably make you incredibly uncomfortable. That's so funny. I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream. This sound actually is very comforting to me. Like the sensation of being underwater, I find very comforting. I've always really liked water. I hate fire. Long, sharp shapes cut through the water to the west. Sharks. Those are sharks. Sharks the size of Buicks. I don't think I should go west. I think the game is telling me very clearly not to go to the west. A splotch of darkness on the ground that my light cannot pierce. Examine the darkness. I like shorts. They're super comfy. Actually, after this, we can save and we can go say hello to the shark. Do somber? Interesting. Gloom. It's dark here, likely to be eaten by a shark. Is black in here too? Yep, there it is, diagonal. Good call. Probably whined about a scared you in water, both in real life and video games on Discord. It's pretty bad. Entirely understandable. Oh, Control S. Quick save. Long sharp shapes cut through the water directly above me. A long sharp shape turns towards me. So you can either go back the way you came, like a smart person, or go west. The large shape moves shockingly fast. It becomes even larger as it draws close. A sudden twitch, thousands of teeth, a split second of gore. I'm gone. Somewhere far above me, my heart stops. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, so we're back at the base of the seamount. Dark net by the seamount. There's a dark net here the size of a tent, pinned partially to the side of the seamount and staked to the ground. It looks like it's crawling up the mountain. So this is the same as the last one. Okay. So we'll make another hole and enter this one. So this is another shipwreck, the Skyhook Air. I see enough to make out the sleek, light silver web ship that it concealed. The ship is surrounded by piles. Okay, so this is much like the last one. This used to be a Skyhook Air skimmer model. You can tell by the pomegranate logo engraved into the side. It's small and sleek. The sides taper from flared wings into a spear point of a bow. That spear point is slightly crumpled from impact with the seamount. This model is fast but very small and not durable at all. Basically just a cockpit. It will serve if I plan a straight sprint up to the surface with no exploring along the way. The white chassis is stained and dented, but all of the sensitive machinery is pressed into its hull, which doesn't seem to be breached. Worst has gotten is GTA 4. You can't swim underwater, see underwater or anything. You can take a boat far beyond the town and just sit in the empty ocean. Interesting. Oh yeah, Manic, that would probably do it. Climbing the ship is basically just a cockpit studded with compartments. The seat is set up for someone much taller than me. Alright, Satellite Sun, thanks for coming out, buddy. It was great to see you. Number of storage cabinets, a coffee machine, and a mini fridge built into the back wall. Storage cabinets. Sewing supply. Half-repaired purple blouse and incomplete patchwork rabbit made entirely out of scraps of lavender cloth. Clothes, blouses, jeans, and a spare cloak. Whetstone oil, Renaissance wax, and paper towels. Stack of sewing plans. Look through the plans. I discovered a plan for sewing a web sail. This could be useful. I take it. Cabinet contains a cube of solid gray order motive. Yes, I will take that. Cabinet contains a stack of music CDs. Everything from Ida to Wicked. Alright, so we made it all the way back to the first cabinet, right? Yeah, done here. Coffee machine. It's a rather expensive looking coffee machine. Many of the parts have been removed, but there is still a filter full of ground beans that smell both strong and rotten. I wonder if this is for the ghost we've already met. Inside the tiny refrigerator is a whole rotisserie chicken that is rotted in its container down to bones and gelatin. There's also a sealed Tupperware of desiccated salad. There's a purple post-it on it. Chicken Tic Tacs aren't dinner. Love, C. Well, there you go. And the dashboard. Dashboard is a complex and half-stripped series of controls, most of which are useless until the ship is repaired. Music CD, Man of La Mancha. The glove compartment is stuck half open. Glove compartment is entirely full of orange Tic Tacs. Do you stuff the chicken with the Tic Tacs? I suppose so. There are two tiny dolls on the dashboard. These dolls are clearly handmade. Their faces are embroidered and they have tiny outfits. One is sewn of white cotton and has a tiny hand-stitched leather jacket. One is made of brown muslin. It has a tiny dress of patterned flowers. Okay. So I think maybe the pilot of this one is the first ghost we met. We might be able to awaken that ghost. What would it take to repair this one? Skyhook web ships are hell to repair, but if the proprietary hull tech is intact, I can just hook up an engine and a sail. I need some spare parts to fix a cockpit cover and the keyboard controls. All in all, I need an engine, a sail, and 8 parts. Okay. Well, we can possibly make a sail now. We have to find an engine. Dying octopus. Oh, you and your dad caught a fish a long time ago that had a lamprey attached to it. Yeah, that could be pretty traumatic. All right, I will try to revive the ghost. Ghost is distracted and unresponsive. Remember the taste of chicken and Tic Tac. Remember. Story guitars? No. Roughness of cloth. Remember the sight of royal purple? Brown coffee. Ah, well. I think that was musical theater. Let me try it again. This could be the wrong ghost, too. It says it's the ghost of a poet. Yeah, I don't think this is them. Yeah, this is not them. So, actually, I'm going to go back to that darknet. Maybe there's a ghost nearby. Yeah. Search engine. A puttering gear-covered search engine paces the plane on spider legs, indexing grains of sand. This is a search engine. A drone constructed to search and catalog interesting items and places in the web. It will search until its data stores are full, then return to whoever made it and upload what it found. You don't see too many of these in the deep web. They tend to get eaten. The most interesting thing about it, in my eyes, is that it's powered by a quality engine that I could easily repurpose for a web ship. I can see its power cords dangling from its underbelly. If I can disconnect them, it will power down. So I could try to fight it. Cast a spell. What's up, Labor Retro Spice? C++. Imagine a sea of spaghetti code. You're more right than you know. We're trying to figure out how to extricate an engine from an actual search engine down here. I've been here before. A tiny whirlpool spins the water here. Ooh, water. Okay. Um, water words. Absolutely nothing is jumping out at me here. Oh, splash. Okay, I see splash. So there's fluid right there. And there's flow. Okay, that made it much easier. Finally doing episode 3 of your web series next week after 4 months of complete silence. Nice. That'll be fun. Huskell web ship. The skeleton drowned and stripped web ship. Okay, so that's nothing. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Land stops abruptly to the south and plummets over a cliff into nothingness. I look over the cliff edge. Below there's only utter blackness. There are those who say if you go deep enough, you begin to rise again. There are stories of a web beyond ours, populated by alien dreams, twisting network threads of strange material, whose origins lie in another world. You know, Cthulhu. More darkness. You can get a lot of darkness down here. I guess we're in the place for it. There is dark. There's gloom. Getting trickier now. Can you see Umbra? Yeah. In the diagonal. Alright, I am going to save. And we're gonna see. Oh, you can't swim south. Not without a web ship. Okay. So I guess that's where we go once we get a web ship going. Desolation of Damp Desert. This place is big enough. I feel like my life would be easier if I drew a map. If only I thought to grab a pen and a piece of graph paper before being hurled to the bottom of the ocean. This game is a word search puzzle text adventure. It's mainly a text adventure. That's the main component of it. But when searching for items, it has a word search in it. So we are a sort of sorcerer who writes magical programs, but we've lost our memories and been separated from our body and plunged to the bottom of the deep web, which instead of, being full of weird porn and stuff, is actually where people's dreams come from. So we're trying to figure out how to get out of here. Technically more of a hypertext adventure. That's accurate. I found a ghost of a warrior. Did y'all hear that? I guess not. The ghost is large and billows with the vague implication of a cloak. It is indistinct except for what is clearly a sword clutched in its right hand. One of my memories, it's in its left hand. Examine the ghost. The ghost is blanched white, but there's a splotch of red on its head leaking down the body in rivulets, always bleeding. Talk to the ghost. Excuse me. The ghost stops pacing, turns to face vaguely in my direction, lifts its sword in an awkward guard. Who's there? Words slur together strangely. Who are you? Apparently frustrated, the ghost brandishes its sword. I start to back away, but it seems finished. Apparently that was my answer. All right then. What do you want? R. Are old. It's rather random. How'd you end up here? The boat. Teeth. The ghost abruptly hefts the spectral sword and slams into the sand. It leaves an imprint. Dead. Then crash. The ghost stutters and its head lolls. It clutches at the blossom of red on its forehead. Alright. What's your name? Silhouette of body contorts with effort. This is a difficult question. Ort? Don't hurt yourself. What can you tell me about the poet ghost? Mine. Okay. What can you tell me about the gardener ghost? The ghost's entire body seems to soften into a blur, then harden. It wheels around as if desperately looking for something. Then it seems to lose track of what it was doing. I'm going to help you. The ghost doesn't respond to that. It probably doesn't have enough experience with being offered help to free associate effectively. I wonder... Check out the half-buried body. Half-decomposed body, mostly skeleton. It clutches a sword in one hand. Got a mote of death off of it. Long, broad, and shockingly sharp for lying at the bottom of the ocean for who knows how long. I try to pick up the sword. It bites me with magical energy. This is probably one of those if she be worthy situations. I wonder if I can revive this one. This is obviously the chicken and Tic Tacs guy. Who loves theater. Something I've said has cost the ghost attention. Remember the roughness of cloth and the bite of a misdirected needle. Remember the sight of royal purple. Remember the smell of strong coffee. I got it! This was the pilot of the Skyhook. Can't buy the unreleased version of Duke Nukem Forever, this deep website. I am. The ghost is transformed from a vague white silhouette into a tall, imposing woman wielding a sword and wearing a white cloak. Her hair is fiery red. It blends with the blood still forever leaking from her head wound. She is looking directly at me. She nods. What do you want? She still seems to have trouble forming sentences. She also seems torn. She looks at her sword in one hand. She clutches my memory over her heart with the other. Vengeance or love? Classic question. Ghost transform. Yeah. Oh no, this is interesting. So I have some options here. I think what I want to do, I want to reunite all three of the ghosts. I think. So for that, we need to work out the poet's deal, which means we need to find another web ship. I think. I would like. Actually, you know what? Let's save and see what happens. Let's see what happens if we lead her to take revenge. This choice is final. Alright, you know what? Never mind. I thought it might be some random thing you could do alongside the main thing. But I definitely want to reunite all three of them. Okay. The Packet Rats ship. I'm standing outside a curious building. From one end of the ramshackle house, a dark net extends into the abyss. Neon sign glows. The building is made of things that are not building material. One side is constructed entirely of desktop computer towers stacked like bricks. The rest of the walls are tabletops, webship hull plating, and broken flat-screen TVs all duct taped together. There are tiny windows made of tablet screens. Inside, I see more junk. What does the neon sign say? His sign has been cobbled together from many other different neon signs. Packet Rats Emporium of gently used second-hand items. Darknet is a spiritual weave of sable thread and unresolvable IP addresses. It filters the matter dark out from normal darkness. It also acts as a net. Most of this junk probably came from trawling. I suppose I'm lucky I didn't get caught in one of these during my fall. Alright, we go inside. Hello. This is the most random store I have ever been in. There's everything from cracked VR headsets to dented floppy drives. It's hard to tell the wares from the walls since the building is made of the junket petals. In the center of it all is a rat the size of a mastiff. He's wearing bifocals and typing on an old computer. He looks up as I enter. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Packet Rat's Emporium of gently used secondhand items. We offer quality merchandise at ocean floor prices. Please have a look around and let me know if anything interests you. I'm sure we can make a deal. Music's actually pretty quiet. That's because the sound... Well, yeah, because the sound effects were so loud, I had to turn everything down. Because the game has no audio controls. I'm surrounded by mounds of junk. The Packet Rat types on old computer. There's a sealed glass case at the back of the shop. It's marked specials. Shall talk to Packet Rat. Welcome, welcome. Packet Rat wiggles his whiskers at me in a friendly way. Let me know if I can help you. Can't imagine you get much foot traffic down here. Oh, you would be surprised. When web ships crash, where do they go? Down here. And what do they need? Spare parts for the ships. And who has that? Me. Yeah, the audio controls are yes and no. You may have noticed this area has few commercial alternatives to my humble establishment. This high demand coupled with minimal competition makes this a surprisingly lucrative location. My prices follow from that. So you extort disaster victims. No. That doesn't sound right at all. I provide an important, valued service in a convenient location. My markups are perfectly reasonable, given the market. One must respect the market, you understand? I'm gonna give a non-committal grunt to that. I'm glad you understand. Search through the merchandise. Most of the stuff is the sort of ruined trash you expect to see in a jump shop at the bottom of the sea. Meaning none of it works, but there are parts that could be repurposed for something else. There are a lot of web ship parts, everything from hull plating to engine parts. I discover a hidden gem among some old Sierra adventure game floppy disks. A USB flash drive, but no ordinary USB stick. I can tell by the pattern of runes on the side and the aura of constricted earth and order that radiates from it. This is a USB drive of holding. Y'all. I want it. To use it, all I have to do is tap this against an object. That object will be digitalized and uploaded into the drive. I can then download it back into the world whenever I want. This one says 5 FRG on the side. That means it can carry up to 5 refrigerators. That's the standard metric for USB drives of holding. This is exactly what I need to transport heavy web ship parts. I doubt the Packet Rat knows what this is or he'd be featuring it as a special. I should definitely buy it. What's in the specials? There are items in a magically sealed glass case. A sealskin robe, a shitty-looking engine, a patchy web sail. A gray sealskin robe is tucked into the far corner of the specials case. Unlike the other items, it is not in the light. Its presence in the box looks queerly unintentional. This is the shabbiest, grimiest web ship engine I've ever seen. It remains, however, an intact and apparently functional web ship engine. Fear was released one day after I was born. You absolute infant. What are you doing here? You keyboard toddler. What are you doing with all of us olds? Yes, it was destined to be. Patchy web sail. Worn and patched web sail is arranged in a dramatic drape inside the specials box. It's really nothing special, but it is a sale. This is my game. It was made for me. I mean, if you were going to be tied to one game, Fear is not a bad choice, honestly. I would like to buy that USB drive of holding. A USB stick, very useful. Stores data. Price is 1 dark. I will buy it. I pay the rat his dark and take my purchase. What else? So how much is this other stuff? Web ship parts are 2 dark. Fuck it, I feel old if you're born within Fear 3. How? Yeah. That would be distinct. Get the fuck out of here territory. A few web ship parts. 10 dark for the whole pile. The sail, working web sail, not on sale. Haha, my little joke. Fully functional, usable with any brand of web ship, costs 10 dark. The shitty web ship engine, working web ship engine, fully functional, usable with any brand, costs 10 dark. Played No Fear Pinball as a kid. Mega Man 7 released 4 days before I was born. Is that relevant at all? It's not possible. 2005 was only like 5 years ago. Y'all, I was born right around the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System. So, miss me with this shit. Oh, it's actually not for sale. Not your fault. Common confusion. I just keep it in there because it's the most secure place in my shop. That belongs to the Selkie, doesn't it? Well, no, not really. It belongs to me. It's sort of a physical contract. As long as I possess it, he's my employee. Using the word employee very loosely there. Yes, well, what about him? How much for the skin? As I mentioned before, it's not for sale. Are you sure I can persuade you to part with it for an exorbitant amount of money? Well, when you put it that way, yes, I suppose I would. Let's see. I suppose I could let it go for 1,000 dark. Obviously, the Selkie would find more than that over his lifetime, but it would be advantageous to have cash on hand. It is a lot of dark, but good to know. Oh, the Selkie's here. Hello. What do you want, human? I want to help you. Do I need help? You are a slave. I know my own miseries. Will you add dashed hopes to their number? You are not the first soul to come here with kind words and fine intentions. I can't and won't promise you anything, but I'm still offering. I was born the same year as Pong and C. Damn, dude. Back to lurking, Mr. Diablo's subspecies hunt. Good luck, Fury Fighter. Good hunting to you. I'm noticing there's a single act of just punch him and take the code option. Well, we are disembodied. We are just a spirit ourselves. And I have to assume that the packet rat is a little more corporeal than we are at this point. Your office is appreciated, but there's nothing to do unless you can kill my master. That seems extreme. If you wish to free me, you will have to kill him. He will never let me go. It is not good business to let me go. The market demands that I stay. I hate the market. I do so hate the market. Have you seen any other human souls here lately? Yes. Will you tell me about them? Yes. Go on. 3 ships came chasing each other. One was caught in a storm, torn open, and fell on the plane. One was dogged by sharks and crashed into the seamount. One landed roughly by the cliff and still teeters on its edge. The first held a lady who smelled of mint and rosemary. The second held an Amazon, tall and fierce, who smelled of blood and anger. The third held a man who smelled of leather and tears. Must be so insane to have played Pong and seen recent games and how things have evolved. That's my dad. Like, my dad played Pong as a kid. Like, the original box that you would buy at the department store and plug into your old tube TV. And it just had the 2 controllers with the 2 knobs on it. He's told me of playing it in his childhood. And now my father plays the Hunter Call of the Wild and the Far Cry series. So yeah, he's seen a lot. It is really cool to talk to him about those things. Hello, Jai. You guys are the same age. That's cool. The lady died to anglerfish, throat ripped, bones stripped. The Amazon raged over the plain until her wounds took her. The man found their bodies and died of despair. Poor lady, poor warrior. That's the story, as I saw it. Thank you. Can you tell me what Packer Rock gets his parts? Certainly, he rips them from the husks of drowned ships. He is always happy to see a crash. For him, it means customers or spare parts. Does he ever cause the ships to sink? No, he does not go that far. He is far too cowardly. Where are the ships? He hides them under his dark net so that others cannot touch them while he tears them to pieces. There are 3 on the plane right now. He's taken their sails and engines. He creeps out to take more when he's feeling less cowardly than you. Hacker Rat offered me a cellular skin for 1,000 pieces of dark. That is an impossible sum. I could spend the rest of my life, and I do not know if I could find so much. I think that's what he intended. Why have you told me this spiteful, impossible thing? Do you know of a way to counterfeit darkness? You're a trickster? I would like to see him fooled. The Selkie thinks for a while. There are spiders in the bone coral forest. They spin imitation of what they see. Perhaps they could help with a trick, but beware the anglerfish who also lives there. Cool. Okay. I like that. I feel like this year is going to be the best year in a while for you personally. Really excited to get a job and try to get a license. It's a lot of potential, certainly. License to ill. You're ready for season 4 of Extreme Pong with 6 new battle skins. Remember, pay your gold subscription access online Pong play. Gray's hand on the Abyssal Plane ends abruptly. The footprints. Right, the footprints. Oh, the footprints are the packet rat. Darknet here the size of a tent billows slightly near the edge of the cliff currents, playing with the fabric. Back down firmly. So we can get into it. We'll make a hole. The heavy debugger is difficult to see inside. Examine the ship. This barnacle-covered brick is a UFO-ware heavy debugger. This tank of a web ship is heavily fortified. It's not fast, but it generally doesn't need to be. It can take a beating. What would this take to repair? It'd take a ton of scrap to repair the debugger, but if I did, I'd be able to safely navigate even the most dangerous water. All in all, I need an engine, a sail, and 20 farts. Fix this web ship. Obviously, that's not happening. Debugger's hull is large, and my steps echo queerly on the metal floor. There are 3 rooms in the ship: the storage area, the cabin, the cockpit. I appreciate your confidence in me, Manic. That's quite touching. Storage area is almost completely empty. Whatever the ship was transporting was taken by whoever stripped it of parts. The packet rat, we know that. There's a squat refrigerator in the corner, too heavy to scavenge. Inside the refrigerator is a sealed up Tupperware of desiccated salad. There's a post-it on it. Pop-Tarts are not dinner. Love C. Aw, so C was looking after everybody else and making sure they actually ate real food and not Tic Tacs and Pop-Tarts. Stack of books slump haphazardly against the wall. All poetry. Mostly E. Cummings and Emily Dickinson, apparently not valuable enough to believe. Next to the books is a smaller stack of CD jewel cases. All jewel cases are labeled second series by Evan Graves. Cover art, skeletal bird wreathed in black daffodils. Clutching his talons, long parchment with the tagline, "Hope is the thing with feathers. It's durable as fuck." You've been eating... Oink, I want some cookie dough. Cookie dough sounds really good. One of our neighbors had a birthday party for their daughter, who is friends with my kids. And they brought over some extra cake and cupcakes yesterday. That was fun to take part. I'm gradually losing my sweet tooth as I get older. I have less and less tolerance for really sugary stuff every year, but I can still eat a fair piece of cake. My older daughter has like no sweet tooth. She does not like. She likes like dark chocolate, and like fruit candies. But she doesn't like really sweet stuff. It's actually kind of hard to pick out like birthday cakes for her because she's so picky about it. I mean, I'm super happy about this. I mean, it's an excellent habit for her to have. And I certainly wouldn't want to break that. But yeah, she's not so big into sweets. I think all possible desire for sweets that she could have had went into my 5-year-old. She will just my 9-year-old like ate the cake part of the cake and left the frosting, and you fucking know that 5-year-old sucked down all of that frosting. Just straight. Has some Werther's original. I love Werther's. I love caramel. I love caramel anything. Several streams ago, drools over cheesecake, losing my sweet tooth. Probably for the best, honestly. What's the topic? How much of a sweet tooth you have? My older daughter has very little of one. She mainly prefers fruit and like dark chocolate. My 5-year-old will just eat. She'll eat like an entire can of frosting, just straight up, and not get sick somehow. Like I would do that when I was a kid, but it would make me sick as all hell. Small sleeping quarters. There's a bed in the corner built into the wall. Empty silver wrappers litter the floor. Pop-Tarts, a multitude of different kinds of Pop-Tarts. There are posters taped to the walls. Metallica, Black Sabbath, and the reduced Shakespeare Company. I have heard y'all talk about all of these. Under the bed, a sleek black electric guitar is hidden under the bed. The guitar. This is a very nice guitar. I feel sorry for whoever lost it. Because of this and because, you know, they are likely dead. Dark chocolate. I have a dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is by far my favorite. I mean, I'm fine with milk chocolate. I'm fine with white chocolate. I'm fine with chocolate truffles, flavored chocolates, whatever. But dark chocolate is far and away my favorite. I love that pleasant bitterness of it. Do you know what I mean? Salted caramel core Ben and Jerry's right now. Nice. Dad has Werther's Originals. Mom has their soft caramel with the vanilla inside. I've got the hard candies with the soft caramel core. Oh, like right in the middle there. Green and Black's organic, 85%. I think the darkest I've ever had was like maybe 80. And it was good, but it was an experience. Cockpit. Cockpit's roomy, has 2 chairs meant for pilot and co-pilot. Most of the controls are gone, but possibly the stereo system still seems to be working. Hauntingly distorted guitars screech out of the speakers. Someone screams the lyrics. No rock can torture me. My soul's at liberty. Bind it mortal body. I'm never doing that again, chat. That was a terrible idea. Never adding texture to this stream ever again. Ever. Turn off quickly. That's very loud. I'm gonna take a Monster Hunter break. This monster's pissing me off. I think ultimately that's why I wandered away from Monster Hunter World. Is I was determined to kill monsters that I really think I was just too underpowered to kill. And like I could fight them, I could survive, but I couldn't do enough damage to kill them before they wandered off. And that would always frustrate me greatly because you'd end up fighting this thing for like 15 or 20 minutes. And it would get so weak and it would be limping around and you know you'd be so close and then it would just get away from you. Wait, Chad, is there anyone here that doesn't like ice cream or pizza? Interesting question. Examine the debris. Dark Knight makes it hard to see. I'm sure I'm missing half of what's here. Ooh, okay. And so now that we have the USB of holding, we can grab these. Had 92% Ghirardelli. What is that like, Dom? Hated dark chocolate as a kid. Discovered I had somewhere developed a taste for it in college. Spent 20 years loving it. Now it's okay, but I prefer milk again. Isn't it funny how that works? Mixed on pizza because I hate grease. Okay, all right, that's super legit, yeah. Super legit. Thicker pizzas. You know, thicker pizzas like French bread pizzas or Sicilians aren't really that greasy. Near too bitter, deep flavor, just delicious. You see why? Okay, I see scrap. I said this. Said, oh, I see gear. The only toppings I like are onions. I eat pizza with nothing. I would eat pizza with nothing but onions. That sounds great. The best pizza we figured out, so far. Well, actually, no, I can't say that because we've actually come up with some really good ones. Lately, we've been getting chicken and pineapple with barbecue sauce instead of red sauce, and it's really good. Really, really, really good. I never realized what a struggle it would be to get my kids to eat pizza toppings because kids are so tuned into cheese pizza. We're making progress with my older daughter. We got her to try the chicken and pineapple barbecue pizza and she loved it. She was all in for that. Before that, we were getting bacon and onion. My older daughter wasn't so into that, but my younger daughter was. So yeah, I'm pretty confident my older daughter has come around to exotic pizza toppings. We just have to work on the younger one now. I see gasket. No more useful things to find. Okay, so we should check out the other ships too, and I should be able to wake up that last ghost. More repetitive. Oh, this is another darkness pool. You're a kid, you love toppings. I started with cheese pizza and then I ate pepperoni pizza. I would eat meat. Meat I was fine with. Veggies I wasn't so into. And then I remember when the first it was Harris Teeter. I remember when the first Harris Teeter opened in my town, because before that our grocery stores were Lowe's, which is fine, and Food Lion, which is not. Those were our only options. So we only ever went grocery shopping at Lowe's. And then they opened the Harris Teeter. And the Harris Teeter was like the first really modern grocery store that had like counters for everything. You know, the Lowe's had a deli counter or whatever, but this one it had like a bakery counter, and it had a pizza counter and a lunch counter and all of this other stuff. And when they first opened, they would give away did you have a ham panther? They would give away free pizza. They just straight up gave away free pizza for like the first month that they were open. And I went with, it was during the summer, and I went with my mom to go grocery shopping, because that was fun sometimes, hanging out with my mom. And they were giving away pieces of supreme pizza. It was sausage, mushroom, green pepper, onion, and olives. And I didn't like most of that stuff, but I liked pizza. And I was hungry, and I wanted pizza, and I got a piece, and I ate it, and I loved it. And that kind of blew it open for me. Then I was like, okay, this whole topping thing, yeah, let's do this. Someone makes 100% cacao bar. Oof, that sounds like a challenge. Little brother makes some pretty good homemade pizza. At first it was hard to bite into, but he's gotten really good at it. That's cool. That's really cool, Em. Onion and pineapple is good. I imagine that's gotta be super sweet. Remember when your dad used to force us to keep kosher? Among other things you can't eat when you keep kosher, pizza with any meat topping. Ever since I have memory, I remember liking tuna as a topping. You know, I've had that. I had that when I was in Japan, and it is actually quite good. Almost all moms are cool. My mom is definitely cool. My parent, I got super lucky. Both my parents have been amazingly cool my entire life. Because my mom didn't work. My mom was always there at home with me when I was a kid, and my dad retired when I was 45. So like from like 4th grade, my parents were just always there at home to like hang out and do stuff. Sweet corn on pizza, good on pizza is always right. Yes, it is. I have had pizza that was tuna and corn and green peppers and other stuff all together, and I assure you it is good. Chocolate bar is so good, dude. Don't do that to me. Darkness is pulled thickly into Tar Black Lake in the sand. I wonder if I should be doing other things with these pools of darkness. I have an electric guitar and a web sale plan. So I have a lot of dark, a little water and death, 1 earth, 1 order, 1 life. Okay. I'm going to keep sifting darkness. Skimmed all the solid most of the pool, the rest is just liquid darkness. Oh, I already did it. I guess. I've been to this one before. That clean. Alright, looks like I picked everything clean. Alright, here's the gardener. Plant monster gardener. This is the coral forest. Alright, let's revive this ghost. Alright, remember the taste of Pop-Tarts. Remember the whine of distorted guitars. Remember the weight of a pen in your fingers and the chafe of paper on hand. Remember the sight of shit. I forget what color the ship was. Do you guys remember what color the ship was on the interior? Put tuna on all your pieces home, no joke. Jalapeno, green onion, tuna on all pieces. That does sound pretty good, library man. Brethren, we have local places that does Hawaiian pizza with mandarin oranges and green peppers. That sounds so good. Like it. I don't judge that mean unless he murders a truly evil thing. Was it black? Remember the smell of new books? Not quite. Not quite. Hang on. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna check the ship again real quick. They don't really describe the color of it. Nearby place doesn't find strictly the original configuration, so it has almonds and cinnamon. I would totally try that. That sounds. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna go through this again. Yeah, so that's the thing about the Pop-Tarts. Poetry. Faces. Cabin. Bed in the corner. Pop-Tart wrappers. Posters. Under the bed. Nothing under the bed. Car. Hang on. Maybe I need to... Maybe. The clothing is actually endured better than the flesh. Is wearing a heavy leather jacket, so maybe leather is the smell I should have gone with. Maybe black was the right color, but I should go with leather as the smell. Pop-Tarts, guitars, weight of a pen, midnight black, leather. I think that was closer. I think it's the color I'm screwing up. Pop-Tarts are... It's not this, is it? No, that was it. That was it. It was a different sensation. It wasn't writing. Got it. Okay, I got it. He ate and drank the precious words. His spirit grew robust. He knew no more than he was poor, nor that his frame was dust. The ghost is transformed from a vague white silhouette into a slender, pale man wearing a leather jacket. His face is studded with piercings and etched with wary sadness. He is looking directly at me. He smiles very slightly. They left me sweet, two legacies of love. If this boundary, time, cruel master, capacious as the sea, is drawn for all eternity between those two and me. Ghost wavers. He seems about to cry again, but stops himself. It's fine. Life is but life, and death but death. There's poetry and tragedy. Bring me, please, my instrument. I'll make music out of the pain. Let's get... Oh, what the... Okay, I'm gonna save here. Because it seems like there's a lot of approaches to take with these ghosts. Okay, I'm going to reunite them. I lead the warrior and the poet to the gardener. They are all overjoyed to see each other. The warrior sinks half into the earth to be near the gardener. The poet flits about, translucent with excitement. So happy he cannot be still until the warrior draws him down towards them. The poet and the warrior disappear into the anemone. As they vanish, there is an outpouring of love. I gain 3 love. As they vanish, I hear faint words. If certain when this life was out that yours and mine should be, I'd toss it yonder like a rind and taste eternity. The chaos is done. The gardener presses my memories into my hands, all jumbled together. I'll have to sort them out. Okay. Okay, I think this one is first, right? Select omens from database prophecy. Return 1 million rows. That's my entire collection. Select omens from prophecy where certain equals 100. Return 0 rows. Figures. Select omens from database prophecy. Join database apocalypse to prophecy. Returns 28 rows. Okay, but which one? Select omens. I think this is right. Yeah, this is it. Slender pale man makes reference 12 years too late. Man, y'all talking about some delicious ass pizza right now. I had beef curry for dinner tonight not that long ago, and y'all make me hungry. Is that what you want to do with the ghost, though? It is, actually. That is what I wanted to do. I imagine you get... I imagine the result provides you with different resources. Like, I got 3 love by bringing them all back together. I imagine I would get different bits of things if I fulfilled each of their individual wishes. Wait, are you still here? Gardner smiles at me. She shows me 2 unusually large sea anemone as if they are things of great significance. One grand and violet colored, one slender and black. See, that's really sweet. Making a curry from Rue tomorrow. Oh. Alright, this is in my USB. Spell. Let us compile Amini. Divine a small haiku to hint at what you should do next. That's interesting. What kind of curry, Tim? Alright. I got it. Achievement Amini and achievement Ghostbuster. That's cool. After we got far in Samurai Champloo, I don't know how you feel about it. I like it at times. I love the characters and soundtrack and action scenes. Something kind of flops hard and don't like it much. Still an okay. What is it that you find disappointing about it, I wonder? Where's your here's your ship. Examine the debris. Alright. I see Sprocket. Scrap. Able. Oh, library man, were you asking me? Yeah, Japanese curry. My wife being Japanese, we generally eat a lot of Japanese curry. Though we were talking about getting Indian curry sometime. I wonder if I could fix that dying octopus. Really. Let's get the debris here. Oh, if I burned away the dark nets, I would able to find more scrap here. That's what it's telling me there. Try casting Omini. Love Japanese curry. Japanese curry is fantastic. Plating. And piping? Piping. Alright. Inventory. Bell. Oh, that's right. You have to cast a spell while you're doing something. Dying Octopus. I'm going to tell the octopus everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. The cephalopod has possibly fatal wounds. I will not give false comfort even to octopuses. Don't do that. What happens if I do Omini here? Life is being lost. Bit by bit, it bleeds away. Maybe replace it. I could probably use that bit of life I have to fix it. I put my hands on the octopus' pale white mantle. I push the will to live directly into its head. Lost one life. The octopus shivers. I watched the octopus for a little while. I didn't cast a magic spell, so there's no miracle reconstruction of flesh or sudden sprouting of new arms. This is a skill I regret not having. I suspect from my regret there's a reason I never will. Eventually, the octopus detaches itself from the sea mountainside and plops onto the sand. Its gills flutter evenly. The will to live is a powerful thing. Hi, octopus. Greet. I wave at the octopus. The octopus regards me for a while. Then it imitates my motion with one of its tentacles. I'm unreasonably pleased by this. Oh, me too. Make it only a couple times a year is pretty decadent and sweet, so freaking great. Yeah, we have curry not quite once a week, but pretty often. I think we'd eat it more often if my younger daughter liked it more. But for some reason, she's not that big of a fan. Me and my wife and my older daughter, we adore it. We would eat it anytime. Not exactly sure what you dislike about it. I guess the pacing is kind of blah. Most of the episodes I find hard to get into. Maybe I'm being nitpicking and biased. I'm not arguing anything. I've only seen a little bit of Samurai Champloo. And I liked it, but I can certainly understand someone who wouldn't. Make the sweet stuff when you're sharing the curry. Vermont curry is really good. You like the super hot stuff. Definitely not on the same level as Cowboy Bebop. Remember the first time I ordered curry in a Japanese restaurant? I thought we'd get an Indian curry. Let me make katsu for it, but man, what a mess. Oh man, that would be really good, but it would be a ton of work for my wife because she makes homemade katsu and it's amazing. And it feels like it'd be totally unfair to ask her to make homemade katsu and homemade curry just for that. But yeah, Kokoichi, the curry chain from Japan, they do that. They do katsu curry, and I think you do chicken or pork, and I really like the chicken katsu curry that you could get there. Did you know? See, I've never been a particularly big fan of really spicy stuff, but one of my friends who is told me that at Koko Ichiban, there are now this was years ago. I don't know if they still do this. At Koko Ichiban, there's like 5 levels of heat that you can choose. There's like sweet, and then like mild, medium, hot, and very hot. What they don't tell you is that they actually have 10 levels of heat beyond very hot, but to order those, you have to get a membership card. And what they do is when you come in, you can order like once you get one of those cards, you order a curry at like the first level of heat. And if you eat the whole thing, obviously without dying, they stamp it. And that stamp qualifies you to eat the second level of heat. So you actually have to level up your curry eating experience. Just so people don't destroy themselves jumping into the later levels. Isn't that cool? I hope they still do that. I really hope they still do that. But yeah, my friend, I find that frustrating but delicious. Well, okay. My friend told me they're on their normal menu, their very hot curry is indeed very hot. So I think that's getting I think their special menu is getting up into like yeah, crazy stuff. Pretty confident you can make a curry from scratch. You should try it. Maybe, yeah, you should. No, it's still great. Still 3/4 of the way through Legend Galactic Heroes and still enthralling. I really want to watch that sometime. I've been wanting to watch that for so long. Don't make katsu at home, only the sauce with the veg and rice. It might be worth, yeah, it might be worth making the curry and then like picking up a katsu from like a market or something and just. I just remember how good it was. Since the spicy is so warped, I can't even tell people if something is hot or not below a certain heat level. I can't even sense it. Wow, really? I guess you really do work your way up to those things. I will never be at that point. I still order stuff mild. Check Octopus. I check on the octopus wounds. His mantle is still damaged, but it isn't bleeding anymore. It has 6 arms and 2 stumps. The stumps ooze a little. The octopus. Its skin is like slimy velvet. It pets me back, suckers curling around my wrists and arms. I love this octopus. I don't know what I would do if I got him to follow me, though. I tell you what, let's go back to the coral forest, because it seems like that's, like, gonna be kind of the next big thing. Oh, there's the pillars. I wonder. It's a spell. Grit teeth and suffer to get a fiery prize or search for more spells. That's the seamount. Okay, here we go. Cast a spell. A meanie. That bouncing blue light is not attached to a friend. Find someone to help. Can I bring the... I want to bring the octopus, but I don't... not if it's going to kill him. I'm going to quick save here. You also see the receipt where the dude asked for extra spicy because it wasn't that spicy before, and the receipt says like spicy like times 10 then under it. Make him regret life. It's like earning your way onto the secret menu and in and out. Yeah, basically. You can pet the octopus in Open Sorcery C++. Now follow me. I swim a few strokes away and turn. I clap my hands, pat the sand, and whistle. It takes no time at all for the octopus to catch on. It ambles after me. Clever fella. Alright. The octopus is still following me, but it seems nervous. See, this is what I didn't want to happen. The glowing letters bob suddenly. A black maw filled with needle teeth lunges from the darkness. Before it hits me, the black thing is caught by tentacles. The octopus wrestles with the needle-tooth anglerfish, trying to drag the arm-long creature toward its beak. Anglerfish fights back, biting deep into the octopus' delicate flesh, filling the water with blue blood. In the end, neither triumphs. The octopus guts the fish with its beak, but then quickly succumbs to its many wounds. Oh, octopus. I stroke the octopus's slimy velvet skin. It curls an arm around my fingers. Eventually, it stops moving entirely. Take the octopus to the sword. I should take the octopus to the sword. I know. I didn't want that to happen, but now it's happened. We gotta make the most of it. True question is, can you hold an entire gallon of habanero Tabasco without spewing, unlike LAB? No. I would never do anything that the LABs did, ever. You have a lot of flavor, but the flavor is quite vanilla. Vanilla is lovely. Chad adds hot sauce to the stream. Yeah, that was the one that the warrior wanted a revenge on. So that probably would have been another answer. Instead of reuniting the ghosts, I could have brought the warrior here, and the warrior probably would have killed it for me. As I walk into the coral forest, I notice as bone white trees are developing some foliage. They are hung with webs of spider silk. I walk deeper and I catch glimpses of the decorators. Pale pink chitinous creatures. They look like pink coral brought to life. Hello. Den of the coral spiders. In the center of the forest, I find 3 outcrops of coral hung with thick netting and possibly intricate webs. I examine the webbing and find meaning in it. These are line art drawings stitched out of silk. Schools of fish, the angler in its lair, a dark cave, a falling figure. I found a colony of artists. Or perhaps not artists. Record keepers. None of this stuff is original. They're just mimicking what they see. The pale pink coral spiders watch me curiously from their home. Examine the spider. Each coral spider is about the size of a house cat. I count at least 10 that I can see. It's hard to keep track as they often scuttle in and out of the thick webs. They watch me curiously, unafraid. I'm out, gonna do the usual, go read and go to bed. Remember, number 9 honest. Thanks for coming out, Em. It's always good to see you, buddy. If I hadn't eaten that whole dark chocolate bar, I'd be going for the rest of that vanilla ice cream right now, but I don't want to die. Good call. Every year, a single poor octopus is led to its death by oddish. With their simple donation, 25 cents a day, you can type from their face. You can't type, but you can tell great jokes, dude. Don't worry about it. Talk to them. I try to communicate with the spiders, but quickly give up. They stare at me unresponsive. It's just a touch creepy. I will show them something. I showed them the web cell plan. The coral spiders examine the plan for web cell. They start making chittering noises. They summon more spiders from within the web. They climb over each other, peering again and again at the plans with their many eyes. Eventually, one of them takes it. They start spinning rapidly. When they are done, there's a complete web sail made entirely of spider silk hanging from 2 pieces of coral. I watch them carefully as I try to take it. They don't stop. We got a spider silk sail. That's awesome. That's really cool. So I wonder if I use dart, if they'll duplicate that. Earlier, you were singing Chocolate Jesus. Vanilla ice cream and dark chocolate crumbled into it would probably be. I don't use the mode, I simply show it to them. The coral spiders examine the mode of power. They start spinning rapidly. They spin small lumps into their webs, the shape and size of motes. I gather all the web spun motes, picking them like blackberries out of the spider web. I end up with a sizable pile. These are shaped like motes, but clearly spun of webbing. Web motes. These are shaped like motes, but clear. Okay. I'm going to take these back to the selfie and see if they have any ideas about them. Selfie? Selkie. Hang on. Is there a place with a great deal of dark, perhaps a dangerous one that you've been unable to reach? No, I've searched many places for dark. There's no secret black treasure. You'll never find that much true dark. I'm actually a little curious. I mean, I guess we can try and see if we can purchase sealskin coat. A little steep, isn't it? Let's see, okay. There must be something I can do with this web spun dart. Pillars. Here we go. Show them something else. I have a pile of web motes I don't think I need anymore. What can I do with these web motes? You have an idea? Is it regarding the Selkias or regarding ice cream? Honestly, I'm interested in either. There's that pool of blackness. That's true. There is a pool of blackness that we didn't really fully... Where was it? This one. This one. Can we maybe use the web motes on that? Oh, here we go. I dip one of the fake motes in the pool of darkness. It comes out black as pitch, almost indistinguishable from a real mote of dark. I soak the rest of the motes in the pool, staining them black. We gained counterfeit darkness. Dom, you genius, you. Giant mound of fake motes dyed black. All right, let's see if we can buy the Selkie's skin back with that. I dropped the giant mound of counterfeit darkness on the counter. The packet rat goggles at it. Lost counterfeit darkness. Well, I suppose I could get... I mean, there's no doubt what this must be for. Well. He unlocks the specials cabinet. He takes out the sealskin robe. He hands it to me. I will miss the passive income, but I'm sure I'll make it up in investments. Do tell him goodbye. I hate goodbyes. The packet rat loads all the darkness into a sack, then he vanishes behind a mound of junk, probably out some secret back door to hide his new riches away. I noticed that in his haste, he left the specials cabinet unlocked. Loot the shop for anything useful. I search the store. I end up with 10 ship parts. I don't find it dark. I guess he holds it somewhere else. Go to the specials. Do I need a shitty engine? Patchy web sale? I guess we take them. I take the shitty engine. Selkie's waiting for me outside. Talk to him. He stares at the sealskin coat I'm carrying. His eyes flicker in my face. His expression is hope twisted with fear. This is great. Give him his coat. Give him his coat immediately. Give him his coat right now. Or keep it. Immediately. I hold out the coat and he immediately snatches away from me. He darts back from me and up into the water. Not running away, just getting to a safe distance. He embraces the skin as if it were a lover, fingers deep in the fur, rubbing his face into the neck of it. I almost feel like I should look away. Finally looks back down at me, swims back down, coat wrapped around his shoulders. He stays a yard away, reminding me more of a wild animal than ever before. You spoke of help, which is an easy thing, and then you helped me, which is not. What a strange human you are. Why did you do this? You gained nothing. Because your former master is an asshole. Can we say all four? I know, dude. I know. I'm gonna say this one. Yes, it is you. Thank you. Selkie pulls the coat tighter about him, and I can see it start to creep over his skin, transforming him into a seal. Now I cannot wait. I must swim again. Goodbye. He flicks his tail and is a seal. He flicks his tail and is gone. Goodbye. Alright, what do we have? What have us? We have 20 ship parts, a shitty engine, and 2 sails. I think with all of this... Okay, I'm gonna go re-examine the ships, but I think I know which one we're gonna take. I think I already know which one to take. Yeah, light, medium, heavy. This is the light one. Skyhook Air, skimmer model. This model is fast, but very small and not durable at all. Basically just a cockpit. It will serve my plan a straight sprint up to the surface with no exploring along the way. Veto. We don't want that. We want to explore. Where's the... There it is. Alright, examine the web ship. Drek used to be a Lanasis medium schooner. Mats of seaweed grow around its sides with black frame, looks intact. Lanasis models are good all-purpose vehicles. Reasonable speed, cabins large enough to live in for extended journey. Did I? Yeah, I already took the parts. Into the darknet. Examine the web ship. Barnacle covered brick is a UFO-aware heavy debugger. This tank of web ship is heavily fortified. It's not fast, but generally doesn't need to be. It can take a beating. I think I want to take this one. I think this is the one I want to take. So I'm going to pop a save here. And because my only wonder is I don't know if the heavy or the medium is going to offer more options on the way up. The heavy one obviously would be safer to explore in, but I don't know if we're going to run into something that we can only pursue if we're faster. Oh. But in games like this, you never know. You never know. So I'm going to take the biggest, heaviest, safest ship. We're going to fix this one. Rig up the sails and draw them taut. I nest the engine inside the hood and hook it in place. I patch and repair and restructure this behemoth of a ship. I close the cabin door and sit down in the cockpit. I press the power button. The web ship rumbles to life around me. I gun the short burst engines. As I take off, I incinerate the darknet around the ship and unfortunately the remaining scrap. You can only fix the heavy one if you do all the side quests, so it's obviously the best. As in most web ships, these engines are steam powered. I look at the library of games loaded onto this ship. Oh, for Christ's sake. That even got manic. Fueled by enjoyment, excitement, and frustration derived from playing video games. This ship has a lot of games. Play a cute farming game. Play a puzzle game about pirates. Play an adventure game about an undead travel agent. We've done that one. Play a platform about time travel, love, and maybe the atomic bomb. Play a terrifying game about animatronics. Play a game about preventing forest fires and being a bad husband. Play a dating game about pigeons. Play a dystopian document thriller. Play a game that is not about cake. Play a platform about a knight with a shovel. Play a sad, inspiring game about rectangles. Play a game about stick figures in the Wild West. Okay, so Stardew, Puzzle Pirates, Grim Fandango, Braid, Five Nights at Freddy's, Firewatch, Head a Full Boyfriend, Papers, Please, Portal, Shovel Knight. I think this is I mean, this one, we played this one. This one's West of Loathing. Thomas Was Alone, that was it. I knew it had a dude's name in it, so. A Portal might come in handy. I have Thomas Was Alone, and I've never played it. Alright. Smack. Deus Ex. Alright. I'm going to make an executive decision here just because it's so... You should. Manic is correct. Let's play Firewatch or Thief 2 Degenerate. Portal, always Portal. You guys really want Portal? I was gonna do Grim Fandango just because we just. Where do I put in a request for you to play Thomas Was Alone? Wait until I ask for nominations for puzzle games, I guess. Which might be a while. You could throw it up for a community night. Yeah, make a note. I'm gonna do Grim Fandango. Go for West of Loathing. Oh, Nemrin. That was before your time, wasn't it? We actually streamed West of Loathing. And while we were streaming West of Loathing, the story came out about how one of the lead designers was an abuser. And we dropped that game like it was hot. So. which, I mean, honestly was a real shame because, like, taken on its own, it's a really good game. I was really enjoying it. But yeah, it was, it did not feel right to continue after that, so. But I have more than enough games that I don't need to spend any of my time playing ones made by garbage people. So yeah. Anyway, adventure game about an undead travel agent. I start playing. The short burst engines flare life with new fuel. I lift off from the Abyssal Plane. The black sand swirls. Deep web. Water is one of the most investigative all chemicals, but is still the least understood. Nothing is as complex as its behavior. John Emsley cited in Awake magazine. August 22nd, 2000. Interesting. I rise in the dim waters of the deep web. I shut off the short burst engines and close my game. I float free, buffeted lightly by errant currents of emotion. I feel a faint pull upwards, my body drawing me back towards it. Straight up is the path of least resistance. I can use my connection to my body as a line to draw my ship upwards. I'd play Isaac like a billion over Shovel Knight. Really? I love Shovel Knight, dude. Shovel Knight's fantastic. If I go straight up, I won't recover all of my memories. I'll need matters and motives to power the ship if I want to explore. Quality engines and sails will make traveling easier. I take readings of the surrounding waters. I detect currents that link me to 4 nearby IP addresses. Time to choose. Oh my god, this game even has a world map. So we are here. Which one? Okay, which one do you guys want to try? I think this one's probably our destination. Oh, we can also explore our ship. I'm riding in a UFO-ware heavy debugger. UFO-ware heavy debugger, sturdy and strong, -1 damage. Cool. I really like this music, too. Regular Shovel Knight was good. Plague of Shadows was a blast. Didn't care much for the other 2 DLCs. I was really getting into, the King Knight one. I really like that one. Still using IPv4. Alright, I'm going to try this one over here. It's an IP address. What do you want to see? I'm going to try this one. The currents that flow towards this location are gentle but sometimes treacherous. This will be a normal trip. Content warning. None. Hang on. Okay, wait. So I can see where all these things go. I can travel this place using the pull of my body, drawing my soul up towards it. This will be an easy trip. No content warning. Elsewhere. The currents that lead this way whirl chaotically back and forth. This will be a difficult trip. No content warning. I'm sorry to be the noob here. What is this game? How is it also GF? So this is Open Sorcery C++. This is the sequel to Open Sorcery, which we did for Community Night a while back, which is a really involved text adventure about a world where magic is codified, where you can manipulate magic and create spells using computer code. That one was a very specific scenario where you play as a sentient magical firewall trying to protect its creators and its domain from any kind of foreign attack. This one's very different. This one, we are a person. We are an open sorcerer who has been separated from their body and ended up at the bottom of the deep web, which in this world is where dreams come from. So we are currently trying to reassemble our memories and eventually make our way back to our body. So we have scoured the very bottoms of the ocean. We've assembled a web ship. We've compiled a couple spells. We have a Hello World spell that makes glowing letters that we can light things with, and a spell that produces a small haiku that hints at what we're supposed to do. We have a number of elements that we can craft with or use to make magical effects. We have a USB of holding. It digitizes anything we touch with it, and then items can be downloaded back out of that. That currently contains an electric guitar. And then we have some parts for our ship right now. And then these are the memories that we've recovered so far. Seems like we were doing something with a rather ominous prophecy, but that's as far as we've gotten so far. And now we've reached the point of the game where like our options are open. We have a web ship now, so we can actually move around in the deep web, and there are different IP addresses we can head to. Blackness seethes and settles below me. This will be a difficult trip. Content warnings. Spiders being unable to trust your senses. Okay. I'm gonna start with this normal trip. So we want to realize we come from the world of... Yeah. All right, let's go. My target momentum is 20. I have 0 spare parts to repair my ship. I unfurl my spider silk sail. That's 5 momentum. I rev my shitty engine. 3 momentum. All right. I'm ready to sail the C++. I take a moment to remember how to do this. The C++ is made of relationships which manifest as powerful currents. I need to reach a certain momentum with my web ship to break through the currents and reach my destination. If I have high quality sails and engines, it will increase faster. As I travel, I will encounter spirits and events. Spirits have matters and motives that I can match or counter. Events are logistical problems I have to reason out a solution for. All right, cool. An example, I might encounter anxiety rapids. This is a spirit with a matter and motive. Turbulent waters infused with fear. I could soothe them with a mode of love, or I could attempt to control them by spending a mode of water or fear. Despite the fact that fire is the opposite of water, I could probably not calm anxiety rapids by boiling the water. Matters and motives are a good guideline, but common sense is important too. Well, we're going to be in trouble here then. See, the big takeaway here is you cannot always counter something with its opposite. It won't always work. HIJK element OP. Alright. So wait, which... Okay, so the patch is only +3 momentum. So we'll keep our current sail. So we have 8 momentum. Got a curry recipe that looks good. What'd it say? Already has some curry powder? You are set then, aren't you? Alright, I encountered Tutorial Fish. He shines bright to catch attention and illuminate truth. He is dedicated to presenting information in an organized manner. Unlike other spirits who return my matters and motives to me if I try something that doesn't work. Ask for help. There's no one to ask. Don't ask for help. I use dark. Good job! I'm a creature of light. Since dark is my opposite, you can use it to defeat me. Would you like to do that now or try something else? I would like to do something else. What else would defeat a tutorial fish? Death? You can use death to control death or defeat life. Unfortunately, I'm neither. Death spirits can be focused of killing, but they also might diminish or drain. Death is about reduction. You can use death to kill most things, but sometimes you need a lot of it. Here, let me return that motive to you and you can try again. Flippy the fish. Can I just play some noises if I don't exactly understand what's going on? Sure, why not? What about light? Good job, I'm a creature of light, can control me the mode of light. Would you like to do that now? We'll do something. You can use love to control or defeat fear. Unfortunately, I'm neither. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll get past him. We'll hit him with a mode of dark. I successfully maneuvered past a tutorial fish. I gain 8 momentum. Sail on. I encounter him again. What happens if I use nothing? Are you sure you don't want to use a matter of motive on me? Not addressing the dangers you encounter will usually result in damage to your ship. The tutorial fish produces a very tiny shiv. I will cut you. How should you bring it, fish? Oh my god, I'm in love with this game now. I absolutely love this game. Alright, we don't have any ship equipment, so maybe you can actually get weapons on your ship eventually. Alright, you can have some more dark. Alright, we're up to 16 now. Sail on, and here he is one more time. Alright, one more dark. Do that now. Sail on. Current momentum is 24. My target momentum is 20. I cut through the current of the web. I reach my destination. Love the rain these games so much. They're so fantastic. All right, I think we'll probably end up exploring whatever this area is, and then that'll probably do it for the night. We'll still be going for a while, but I just want to set expectations. There's a glow in the darkness. I approach slowly, wary of angler fish, but it's not the twitching pale blue of the lure. It's steady, golden. It's a house. It's a house made of light. I drive my ship to pull up next to a shining front path. Light path. The shimmering path leads up to an arched door of sun gold stone. The walls gleam through misty water. Okay. We can only go north here. Holy shit. The lighthouse main room. This room is lit by its structure. A mosaic of sun golden tiles gleam on the floor. The walls rise like white morning light. The ceiling is set with silvery stars. A fountain in the center gleams like the moon. By the fountain stands an angel. I can tell this is an angel by all of the wings and eyes. It has 12 wings. It has 20 eyes, all in pairs. Yes! Old Testament angel. It opens the pale blue eyes on its brow and looks at me. Welcome to the lighthouse. I am Soy. You may rest here. Your room is north. Thank you. The angel dips its delicate neck wings in acknowledgement of my thanks. It closes its eyes. Examine the fountain. The fountain in the center of the room gleams like moonlight. Small plumes of water leap up and fall back down in perfect arcs. Despite this, the pool of the fountain is still and smooth. The water is so pure it returns into itself without causing ripples. There are shards of solid light under the water, like a sliced up fallen star. Examine the shard. There is a memory here. It is mine, but it is not mine. It thrums with potential. It matches the environment perfectly. It's broken into pieces, but I know the routine. Smash on impact. I wonder if I disturb the pool. I pick up the pieces and start to put them back together in an order that fits. Okay. This one looks way tougher than the others. Be ready for the apocalypse. Realize your truth and hold it as a lantern in the night. Embrace your darkness and it will be a loyal companion. Seeds of change are hidden behind our fears. Sword in one hand, chalice in the other, face our nightmares. Spirit speaker, fire friend, sister of the rose, protect us. Child of a mother without a father, be bright, be brave. It might be worth clicking give up here. Yeah, I don't actually have... Damn, this is harder than the other memories. There aren't any cues for the order. It's definitely a prophecy of some sort. If I found a related prophecy, I'd be able to compare them. Prophecies are often structurally similar. Anyway, the pieces are too sharp to transport safely, so I let them drop back into the pool. They'll be safe here. Okay. So it's not always going to be so easy to put these together. Mother without a father is Jeebus. What do I say to the angel? Oh my god, look at these stupid-ass questions. Does God exist? If so, what God? Is there one right religion? What is this place? The lighthouse, the last bastion in the changing time. Sanctuary for the hero when the sky opens. Sanctuary for you in the meantime. Wait, that sounds like prophecy. Sove nods with its entire body. Feathers rustle and eyelids flutter. Yes. I'll try to remember that. I haven't been great at remembering things lately, but I'll try. Hang on, so... God damn it. Okay, so... I was hoping it would actually change the text, like it would have notes built in, but... Okay. Lighthouse. Can you call out what you pick more obviously before you pick the fonts are very small? Yeah, sorry about that. I looked for an option to increase the size of the text, and there isn't any in this game, so. The lighthouse, the last bastion in the changing time, sanctuary for the hero when the sky opens, sanctuary for you in the meantime. Lighthouse, last bastion, changing time. I have to write this shit down. There's no way I'm gonna remember it. Absolutely no chance whatsoever. This tool people sometimes use when they want to remember a thing when they can't look at it. Shut up! Shut up. My phone isn't next to me either. Fortunately, none of my kids stole my pen. Windows is a built-in no snapshot tool, or Mana could do that. Well, you could have done a bit quicker, couldn't you? Thanks, Mana. Examine the fountain. Examine the shards. Continue. All right. The lighthouse. Changing time. Sanctuary for the hero. Sky open. So, okay, so Library Man, this says, yeah, we may need a different prop. This one may not actually. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, the number matches. But it doesn't track that clearly. So it says realize your. So these blue ones in between say switch. So when I click on those, it switches the two that are around it. So it says realize your truth and hold it as a lantern in the night. Embrace your darkness and it will be a loyal companion. Be ready for the apocalypse. The seeds of change are hidden behind our fears. Sword in one hand, chalice in the other. Face our nightmares. Spirit speaker, fire friend, sister of the rose, protect us. Child of a mother without a father. Be bright, be brave. So yeah. I think we got the wrong prophecy here. So I'm gonna head north to the room. Lighthouse North room. This room is a beach. A sandy shore gleams, rimmed with perfect blue water. The real wet stuff, not the metaphor I've been floating in. There's a bed made of clouds on the shore. In the corner, a computer floats made of light. Computer. Clockwork and binary spill out of its back, gyrating with flickering calculation. The screen is made of black light, studded with star-like text. It appears to be running Ubuntu. Use the computer. I play around with the computer. It has no internet connection, but Notepad++ and my other preferred tools are installed and updated. Nice to feel a proper tool under my fingertips. All right, do something else. It's Unix, I know this. I'm going to swim in the water. I dive into the water. It's cool and beautiful. I don't know how long it is before I surface. I feel like I've recovered a piece of myself. Not a memory. Happiness. All right, we recovered 3 health from that. So we're at 16 out of 40 now. It's funny, you can click this and it just makes health go away. Do something else. I'm going to rest in the bed. I curl up in the bed of clouds. The mattress is plush, thick cumulus, and there's a soft blanket of cirrus. I sleep deeply and restfully. When I wake, I see that I've procured a dream. It's lovely, but I can't carry it, so I watch it fade into lavender wisps and vanish. Do something else. All right, I guess we'll head back to the ship then. Is there anything else I can learn from you about the room to the north? Yes. It was made for me, wasn't it? Me specifically. Yes, that is your sanctuary. It exists here while you do. It's beautiful. Pretty much everything I need. The ocean and a computer. Thank you for it. You are welcome. You are welcome to stay as long as you want. All right. Don't stay. Stay for a little while. Stay forever. We don't have to leave. I'm going to stay forever. I decided to stay forever. It is peaceful, comfortable, and pleasant. I barely notice when I lose my connection to my body. But there are consequences. Somewhere far above me, my heart stops. She's gone. I'm sorry. All right. I guess we could stay for a little while. I rest for a while, swimming in the real ocean, making small scripts on the computer. Recovered 3 health. We don't want to be in a club that would want us. All right. Alright, I guess we will head back to the ship. Looking for my memories, have you seen any of them? So point silently at the pool in the center of the room. Okay, we know about that. Alright, I'm not gonna ask either of these two. Does God exist? If so, what God? Is there one right religion? I'm gonna ask if you're actually an angel. Yes. What does that mean? I mean, you're not just someone's idea of an angel. We're too far from the web proper. And you're too solid to just be an idea. You're an actual angel. Yes. What does that mean? I'm a tool of God. I follow divine will. I'm a purpose. What is your purpose? This place, sanctuary. The eyelids on Sov's palms flutter as it thinks. After a moment, it elaborates. Right? The prophecy. So it gave us a prophecy again. This time we'll ask, how long have you been here? Since time began. Have you been alone here all that time? Sometimes sanctuary is sought. It is undestined but offered. But for most eons, the sanctuary is empty. I'm gonna ask, are you lonely? Sov does not speak for a time. Its shoulder wings furl and unfurl. Its palm eyes flicker to the fountain. I am not sure. Sometimes, I think. Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll be back. But I think for now, it's time to return to the ship. Let's see. I click straight here. I wanna try the seething blackness settling below me. I'm gonna do a full save here. Travel in the deep web. Let's see if we can get here. Also, content warning: spiders and being unable to trust your senses. Let's go. Target momentum is 30. So we're gonna have to get past 4 encounters. Please save before going to the lack. Alright, I'm ready to sail. Alright, I encountered despairing blackness, a mass of thick blackness that poisons the mind with grim thoughts. I think love will get me past this. Oh, no. Love is not the antithesis of despair. In fact, often enough, love leads to despair. As I navigate the blackness, it leeches hope from me. Hey, you found me! Alright, we lost health from that. We sail on. I encounter a school of lanternfish. A school of lanternfish twirl in their hypnotic patterns and whisper enticing lures. Hopefully I can drive them off with dark. I put out the lanternfish with a rush of dark. They don't interfere with me. Gain momentum. Alright, halfway there. I encounter uncertainty fog, a thick bank of obscuring fog made of pure, unnerving uncertainty. I guess there's a chance I could use dark to control this. It would make more sense to use light, but I have exactly one mode of light, and we're heading into the deep darkness where I don't think there's going to be any light. Ask for help. You can ask for help if somebody's around, I think. Yeah, there's no one to ask. And we have no ship equipment to use. Order can probably defeat uncertainty. Yeah, that's actually a really good thought, Nevin. Let's do that. I shield myself with order, and the confusion of the fog can't touch me. Good call. Alright, one more encounter. I encounter motivation currents. These waters are laced with subtle but vivacious motives. I could probably kill them. I could kill them or maybe control them with water. Get high. Let's... Get high kills motivation. Let's see if we can control it with water. Why avoid these again? Is this one even an obstacle? Do you want to find out? So the tutorial fish told us that we would encounter obstacles and events. I'm pretty sure these are obstacles. And it warned us. He also told us he'd cut us, yeah. Yeah, even the tutorial fish said he would fuck us up if we ignored him, so. Yeah, I don't think you can ignore these and escape unscathed. Also, we're like the whole reason we're trying to get up to momentum is to break past the currents. So if we ignore the currents, I think that bodes pretty poorly for us. So I'm gonna try using water. I latched onto the subtle currents with the water. They tossed me forward, so we actually gained momentum from this. Not that we needed it, but still, that's good to know. If I had bits, I'd play the chicken sound effect. Alright, we made it. I reached my destination. Oh, okay. I descend. It gets darker than I thought possible. So I think we went over the edge of that cliff that we were traveling on before we got the ship. When the darkness becomes too concentrated, it forms solid walls. The depths of the C++ are a literal maze of blackness. The waters I steer through are emotions and relationships, liquefied by the pressures of the depths. They are dangerously dense here. Love crushed into hate, crushed into boredom, crushed into fondness for a favorite doll. It's a heady cocktail. If I stay here too long, it will warp my perception. I descend into the darkness. I watch for landmarks through the glass of my ship's cockpit. Okay. Depths. Blue jellyfish drift in loose clumps. A mass of green algae. A blue memory floats here. Okay, so I cannot steer west, but I can steer east, or I can leave the depths. A blue memory. I reclaim my memory. Discover part of dream. Silence is not only golden. Silence is not only golden, the crystal glass silence of expectation after the teacher's question. This dream has 5 parts that we're gonna have to collect. Your coxswains. Image results for a person who cheers on boat's rowers. The coxswains were responsible for steering the boat and coordinating the power and rhythm of the rowers. Thank you for that. I definitely wouldn't have assumed it was something else. I can also cast a spell on the depths. What is this gonna do? The light does little to pierce the surrounding darkness. What if I do this? Begin by the blog. Trumpet, flutes, drums. Flutes, trumpets, flutes. What? Sorry. I think this is actually giving us directions. I might have to get myself a notebook to write down game notes in. Just turn-wise or wishes. Alright. Alright, we steer east. Blue jellyfish drift in loose clumps, floating chunks of black darkness. Scrap of yellow paper flutters in the eddies. I grab the paper through a porthole. It's titled From the Journal of Winfield Scott. I read it. Depth 13 NB, temperature 3 degrees C, water quality bemused, heading down. Second hour of extended submersion, integrity holding, taking regular samples of surrounding water / emotions. Current popular theory holds that the relationship strands at this level, which coalesce into liquid-like behavior at this density, are completely disconnected from the surface. Remnant scraps of emotion whose source and target died long ago. The density down here is due to the eras of buildup of old emotion. Observed. Sea monkey colony. If I want to read this again, I can in my inventory. Interesting. Now I know what to get you for your birthday. Okay, so we can go east or down from here. I'm gonna keep going east for a bit. A school glowing blue lanternfish, a mass of red psychoplankton. East further. Floating chunks of black darkness, a mass of red psychoplankton. We can no longer go east. I'm gonna go down. Massive yellow algae, a scrap of yellow paper. From the journal Winfield Scott. Depth mother, temperature black, water quality intense concern, heading drums. There are so many eyes. Who needs so many eyes? My head is full of shivering gray. My head is full of tiny footsteps. My head is full of spiders. Observe. Eyes. Okay. Eastward still. Another scrap of paper. Depth 15 NB, temperature 3 degrees C, water quality gloom, heading west, integrity holding, slight nosebleed. Ambient emotions proving to be surprisingly consistent given how thick this area is with the relationships. Continued consistency of emotion sampling and support to alternate theory. There's something below us that feels in deep, thick, wave-like bands. Observed skeletal sharks. Uh-oh. A blue, bloated, burbling blog floats here, babbling balderdash. Huge blog belting pointless drivel, long-winded opinions, and non sequiturs. Deep within its semi-transparent body, I can make out what seems to be a trapped wiki. Wikis are informative crustaceans that decorate their shells with facts. This one has been caught in its collection of information slowly being digested and broadcast poorly by the blog. Omni. A blog has to talk, stop it talking, it dies, or understand, transform. Okay, I don't have a spell that'll work on that. Grab yellow paper. Depth question mark. Temperature dark blue. Water quality intense concern. Heading drums. What does up sound like? Is up drums or trumpets? We'll try drums. Observe soft and cold blobs. Oh boy. We can go up from here. Massive rough algae. Also rough algae. I can go up from here. Okay, we can leave the depths from here. Okay, so this is back where we were. I'm gonna go down from here. Rough globes of coral, cold jellyfish drift in loose clumps. School of glowing cold fish, a colony of sharp sea monkeys. A cold memory floats here. Between two people who once loved each other. Okay, I have 2 out of 5 pieces. So one of my dreams is down here. Up maybe drums. Sharp latticework, sharp squiggles, a rough wisp flutters. Rough clouds, sharp squiggles. Rough clouds. There are a lot of bees around here. Whatever this is, I can't perceive it clearly enough to interact with it. I think we might be getting a little too fucked up to be down here. We might need to leave. Yeah. Yeah, our perceptions are falling apart. I think we may need a new tool. We may need something new because we're just gonna lose the ability to perceive anything down here. Safe to say trumpets and flutes are not opposites. I rise from the depths, my head clear as I return to safer waters. Yeah. Bail on that. Alright. Alright, gang. It is midnight on the dot. I believe this is going to be a good place to stop. We've gotten through the intro of this game. We made it off of the Abyssal Plane. We got ourselves a web ship. We've explored 2 locations. It's clear there's going to be a lot of travel between them, putting together pieces. It's 3, though. Not on the West Coast. I can still stay up and play Zelda randomizers and shit. This is awesome. Can we finish this? When would we finish this, though? Where would I put this into the schedule? Is the only problem. Next week, Friday, that may end up being community night. Sundays, obviously. Don't want to disagree. Look, yeah, library man. I understand. I know this is not a game for everybody, but it is a very interesting game for several people. So let me think about this. I'm not gonna make any plans right. Oh, it just occurred to me. You guys can't actually see the entire map because of where my face cam is. let me think about this. Because we're not, like, I can't do anything right now. Because tomorrow night we're doing Uninvited, and people are, like, super, super, super jazzed for Uninvited. And we're in the middle of... We're in the middle of both Prey and Final Fantasy 9. I'm actually cribbing notes from C++. This is good stuff. It's squeezing on Splurns days. I could... I can tell you about the part that gave me nightmares when someone decided to show Uninvited. 5-year-old me. We could... What we could do, we could push either Prey or Final Fantasy 9 to one night a week and put this on the other night. My inclination would be Prey, since we're closing in on the end of that, and Final Fantasy 9 will literally never end if we go to one night on that. So we could squish Prey down to just Mondays. I think it's just like games that require you to read a lot. If you guys are really interested, we could squish Prey to Mondays, and we could play this on Wednesday. Potentially. It's like a 3-hour story time. I have to admit, sometimes it's fun reading through this stuff. When the story and the writing is good, it's fun to read along and, like, kind of make that connection with the text to, like, really feel what kind of emotions are being conveyed in that and, like, try to express it. I mean, I'm certainly not a voice actor or anything, but I do get into it sometimes when the writing is really good. So I tell you what, I will bring this up in Discord. I will jump as soon as we're done here. I will jump straight into Discord, and we'll talk about it in the feedback channel, and I'll see what people feel like. I love how you agonize over the schedule. I mean this, I genuinely love Phil White. There's so much stuff I want to do. There's so much stuff I want to do, and I only have 18 hours a week to do it. 18 to 24, depending. But I mean, yeah, it sounds ridiculous when I put it like that, but then you gotta think. Prey is like a 20-hour game minimum. Final Fantasy 9 is what, like 50 or 60 hours? And then you get into setting aside entire nights for indie variety games. You set aside another night for, like, retro console games, which those games are generally not very long. But if you're only doing them once a week and it takes more than one night, I mean, that gets spread out over weeks then. And then we get in situations like this where we play something random and indie that's actually really good that people want to see the entirety of. Thank you, Library Man. Not so much on Discord, so I have a little credibility with... Oh, no, relax, dude. It's fine. It's just Discord makes it easier to discuss these things with... Because, you know, not everybody's here tonight. So we certainly start the discussion here, and then we take it over to Discord, where people who weren't able to make it out tonight, or tend to come on other nights than the present night, can have a say in it as well, so... Yeah, we'll talk about tentative plan. We'll continue this on Wednesday. How about that? Because I do like that. I did stop showing that. You have nothing to be ashamed of, Dom. Don't worry about it. If anything, Library Man clearly has some catching up to do. It's only first loser. Don't do this. Do not compete over throwing money at me on this channel. Please don't. I'll feel like such a shithead if you do that. All right. All right, I need to save. I'm gonna save. All right, we're on the map. Good. All right. You're my cable TV. I understand that. I understand that. I have not, like, I haven't really watched any TV. Oh, thank you, Dylan. I have not watched any, like, real TV in years. I just occasionally watch stuff. I will occasionally watch stuff on Disney Plus or whatever. Oh, Library Man. You are shit. Library Man. Oh, I'm the shithead, is it? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Library Man, we can't get into it tonight. Remind me. I finished Rebels. I finished watching Rebels the other day. And I kept meaning to talk about it, and I kept getting distracted by other things. So I propose do not press. Yeah. I propose do not press 2, which is the next sequence of the song. I will only do that. I will only do that if I ramp up the bit count. If you actually want to inflict the entirety of Cotton Eye Joe on this channel, I'm gonna make you pay for it. Well, Library Man, we'll talk about it. Was great. It was great, but we'll talk about the details on another stream because otherwise I'll be stuck here for another hour or something. On a scale of 1 to 10, oh god, you're tricking me into actually talking about this. You really are a dickhead. You realize that, right? I'd say of Star Wars media overall, I would probably put it at like either like a 6 or a 7, I think. I thought it was good. I thought it was above average for Star Wars stuff that I had seen. I think for me personally, I enjoyed it a little bit less because it was kind of held back a bit by being like a kids show and needing to stay in those lanes. I feel like there was probably more they could have done with the plot and the writing in that if it hadn't been so specifically targeted as kids. But yeah, there was a lot I liked about it, and I ended up really liking all of the characters by the end. Yes, we will talk about 5 out of 7 perfect score. We'll talk about that more another time. So, schedule recap. Tomorrow night, Uninvited, NES. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm super, super excited to be playing Uninvited. If you don't know what Uninvited is, it's a point-and-click adventure game on the Nintendo. It's in the same general series as Shadowgate was, if you're around for that. It puts you in modern times in a haunted house. So I can only imagine how many horrible ways we're going to die in that, because these games love to kill the fuck out of you. I will be off on Sunday. Sorry. Monday we'll be back on Prey. Tuesday we'll be back on Final Fantasy IX. Wednesday, unless there are objections in Discord, we will continue this on Wednesday. We will continue Open Sorcery C++ on Wednesday. Just FYI, Rebels an 8 out of 10. Oh, thanks for letting me know, bud. And potentially next Friday will be community night with Jones in the Fast Lane, is what y'all selected for me. So this ought to be. I'm going to try not to take it as a personal attack, but by the same token, it may be an educational experience for me after all. So, all right, let me find somebody to raid. Let me find somebody. Send y'all over to. Ooh. You know what? Jerp drops by the stream every once in a while, and I never get the chance to raid him. So let's go raid Jerp. Jerp seems like good peoples. So yeah, let's go say hi to Jerp, shall we? Alright guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me for Open Sorcery C++. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it so much. Most of you. If you didn't, that's fine. No judgments here, of course. But yeah, it's a really interesting game. So yeah, looks like we'll probably be continuing this one. Regardless, hopefully I will see you tomorrow night for the start of Uninvited. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody. You can always count on Manny.